I'm back and I'm ready to go. Hey, we got fake human. Can you hear me? Okay. I hope my mic is working. Everything's good. Um, Looks like everything's good. Fake human with the good rice. Good to see you. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get started. I got a lot of stuff to talk about as far as the delusions that these people have. These gurus and these followers. I don't care who they are. The ISKCON, gurus, um, all of them. They're delusional. They're delusional. Hey, Jolyn, how you doing? Good to see you here. So I want to get this going because I got a lot of videos to show because it's a complex subject. Delusions, religious delusions, delusions of grandeur. There's all kinds of different types of delusions, religious delusions. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get started. I'm going to get right to the opening. Let's see, where are we? Here we go.
Hello?
Hello.
All right. Thanks for sticking that out. And yeah, fake human running after that kiwi. All right. So I want to give, before I get into the first video, snotting away. So before I get to the videos about delusions, I want to, hey, Duke of Squirrel, hey, happy Mother's Day. Hey, yeah, happy Mother's Day. Rest in peace, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. And hey, Duke of Squirrels, good to see you here. I'm glad you guys are here, man. It's always good to see Don and Duke, everybody. It's really exciting to see everybody here. Hey, okay, so I want to show you this because with this woman that was trying to get out of Gora Hari's thing, she contacted me, she sent the emails, she did all that. She whatever. You'd think it was over. You'd think it'd be over. She sent her email to me. She told me, she's with them. Okay, done. We're good. We're done. I put the emails up so you guys could see them, the text, so because I don't want anybody trying to say I'm lying about. I'm not lying about anything. Yeah, I miss my mom too, man. So I put the emails up so that anybody who's interested could read it, see what's going on. A lot of you had comments about it. So you think you think it'd be over? No, it's not over. It's not over with these people. And I know they're in here because they monitor me. They monitor me like they're the CIA. Watching everything I'm doing. But I just happened to catch this because I like to see how delusional they are. Every now and then I like to see how delusional he is, how delusional they are. Yeah, I mean, now I feel really bad for her. Now, let me just play this because I feel really bad for her now.
Give us a word. I got to think first.
Hare Krishna, Gurudev, and assembled devotees. Yeah, I'm just thinking over what you were saying. To be a real witness of this sangha. And just writing, you know, a letter to that mic, you know, that is just one thing to back you up, you know, to back you. I see that as a kind of a backup for Rade, but she really needs to make a stand, you know, that she stands for this. That is really important. Mike needs to see that, you know. Now it's just a letter to Mike, and that's
Yeah.
it. But if Rade would come here and say, I am a real disciple of Srila Gaura Haridas, and I am not in a cult, that she needs to make clear, you know, that,
Yeah.
that Mike can see it and hear it. That is
Yeah.
more convincing than just writing a letter, you know. Then you are, yeah, you did something, but that is not.
All right, so how's that? So how's that? They want her to they want to force her to come on the screen, glorify this guy as a guru, tell the world that she glorifies him and he's a guru, whatever, and that she's not in a cult. That's not cult. That's not culty at all. And what is what is it? Why does this guy care so much? This Freddie. Now he's getting involved with their marriage. Like, who are these people to be discussing her, what she needs? I mean, it's just, and you're going to tell me this isn't a cult? Oh, you can just come and we just chant and we love God. No, you're putting this woman through the ringer now. He's saying, well, what she did with Mike, that's not enough. I want her to come on live, make a stand, say she's not in a cult, because we know that when you say you're not in a cult, you're 1,000% in a cult. You're 1,000% in a cult. Whenever you have to say, I'm not in a cult. And we all said we weren't in a cult. We all said it. Don said it. Duke. Everybody. We all said we weren't in a cult. Hey, AJ. Good to see you. At one point or another, we said, oh, no, this isn't a cult. Hey, shalom. So here it is. Now, it's not enough that she said, hey, you know, I'm sorry, I'm with Gaura Hari, I'm not with Mike and whatever. No, that's not enough. Now Freddie's involved, and they're all sitting there talking about what she needs to do. I would run so fast away from these people. This is what I'm saying. When I was going to this Istagosti with Mahatma and this devotee named Sachi Gopal. Sachi Dulal. I think his name was Sachi Dulal. And Mahatma and me and Beer Lakshman, and we were going in there. And it got weird like this. Like, what are we doing here? I don't feel comfortable sitting here talking to you about personal things. And it's like, no, Prabhupada wanted us to all get together, and he didn't want me to, no, I ain't down with all this. Hi, they came on and did confirm they were with Gaura. Yeah, you guys forced her to do some culty thing and say she's not in a cult. It's just proof that you guys are fucking weird and you guys are delusional. You're all fucking delusional. All fucking delusional. You're going to force this poor woman to go on there and do something. Like, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough that she was trying to get out. But that's okay, because you guys are delusional. You guys don't understand. And that's going to take us to our first video. That's going to take us to our first video. Yeah, whatever. I don't really care. It's not my, I don't care. I feel bad for this woman. I feel, yeah, I think if we don't have our moms, we all miss our moms, man. I'm going to tell you that right now. I miss my mom. Yeah, it's just weird with this. You know, they made her go on because in the letter she said, I don't go on and glorify him. And they're like, well, then you're not really in the group. If you can't come on and say that he's God or he's guru, God, what God man, then you're not really with us and we don't trust you. That's what I'm saying. This is fucking weird, disgusting cult shit. And they can't see it. because they're so delusional. They're so friggin' delusional. Yeah, it doesn't matter whose wife she is. These people don't give a fuck. They don't care about women. Who are these fuckers be telling this woman what they gotta do? She gotta answer to these people? Are you kidding me? She gotta answer to this fucking bald-headed freak, these bald-headed freaks here? And this stunning Freddie, like he's gonna get involved in her marriage and what she needs to do? These fucking people are sick. You're sick and disgusting. Sick and disgusting people, and I've known it. I knew it from the very beginning. I've known it from the very beginning. As soon as I saw what was going on, I had this. I knew it. All I had to do was watch you people for a while. That's all I had to do. All I had to do was watch, and sure enough, all the bullshit would be revealed. It's like watching Cuckoo's Nest. It's like watching fucking Cuckoo's Nest. You know there's a bunch of crazy people, you put them all together, you know some shit's gonna happen. So here, you know, maybe you fucking Gora Hari people. Yeah, his frog gives up her toe, man. Dwellers of, yeah, okay, so it's it's crazy, man. It's Hey, Jenna Morton, good to see you, man. Good to see you here. Glad you stopped by. Moms are saying, I said that to my therapist. I said that to my therapist once. I said about moms. When my mom passed away, I was in therapy when my mom passed away, and I went into my therapist, and I was talking about moms and how how we have great. I was all in this emotional thing about my mom, and I said something about moms are just greats and they're saints and this, and he said, and it got me, and he said, if you're lucky, you get a good mom that's a saint and a great. Not everybody gets a great mom, and it really, when he said that, it really had an effect on me, and I had to think about it for a minute. But yeah, my mom was amazing. I'm sure everybody in here, their moms was amazing. Raised some great people. I have moved to Bhakti Marga to listen to the Real Master. All right, well, good luck. Here you go. This is for you then. This this is for you.
Messiah complex. It's a behavior pattern in which a person sees themselves as a savior, leader, or messianic figure. They often feel an intense need to be worshipped, followed, or revered by others, and they may believe they have a special destiny or a unique mission to save or transform others. This term can also be used to represent a mental state in which a person believes they are an actual messiah or prophet and will save or redeem people in a religious endeavor. The messiah complex can manifest in various contexts, from political and religious leaders to individuals in positions of authority or influence. Oedipus complex. It's a psychological...
Okay, so I'm just going to say right now, all of these gurus and all these guru worshippers, they're delusional. They have a complex. The gurus have a messiah complex, and sometimes they have a God complex, and sometimes they have a delusions of grandeur, and they have religious delusions. I'm going to get into that. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you're following anybody and you're putting flowers around their neck and you're bowing down and you're saying prayers to this person and you think this person's going to transform you, he's giving you something, he's putting an ant on you with the swaha and this and that, you're deluded. You're just as deluded as anybody else. He baited you, so he must be the master baiter because he baited you into it, and now you're following him. So now you're following the master baiter because he baited you, and you fell for it, and now you're calling him master. So in my mind, he's a masturbator. He got you. He got you. He suckered you. That's all I can say. That's all I can say is you got suckered. Yeah, happy Mother's Day to everybody, and to all the mothers, man, living and passed on. Thank you for being the great moms that you were. You know, just thanks. That's all I can say. Yeah, I'm not gonna put up with that shit. You're distracting. Oh yeah, it's part of the cult brainwash. They tell you that you need to preach to help others as a way of gratitude to your guru for saving you from being a karmi. Yeah, the guru's got a delusional, and the guru is delusional, and you're delusional. If you think this guy put a whammy on you, because now you got a spiritual name, and now you're wisdom of the sages, and you're gonna go on and you're gonna do some fucking preaching on the internet because you're a super white Hindu, Jesus, you're delusional. You're fucking delusional. You're delusional. And if you're worshiping with these guys, you're delusional too. That's it. That's it. And we got more. There's more. Here's another one.
Complex has extreme arrogance and a sense of superiority, and they may believe they are above their species and other species on Earth. They may refuse to admit the possibility of making a mistake or failing, even when faced with complex problems or difficult or impossible tasks. Additionally, they may consider their personal opinions as unquestionably correct, making them dogmatic and stubborn about their ideas. They believe the world revolves around them, lack empathy, and usually exhibit narcissistic personality disorder. Someone with a God complex may also exhibit no regard for the conventions and demands of society and may request special consideration or privileges. This complex is frequently found among business leaders, societal leaders, and political figures. Virgin complex. People with this.
So there you go. These gurus, they think they're God. I'm telling you, they think they're God. Their worship is good as God. As good as God is basically just a phrase that means as God. That's it. But they say as good as God because they don't want the public to have this perception that they're worshiping this guy as God, as Jesus, or as God the Father, or as the ultimate. They don't. So they say, well, we worship him as good as God. He's teaching us how to worship him, how to worship God by we worship him. This is we substitute God. That's all bullshit. These gurus are God. If they can tell somebody how many babies to have, who to get married, what 12-year-old becomes a guru, all this other. This is fucking insanity. That's a God complex. That goes. You know, these guys. It goes beyond. When a guy's on YouTube and he's saying, and this goes for all of them, man. I'm just gonna use this guy as an example. The guy's on there saying that, well, Jesus told me that I need to go to Prabhupada, and then Prabhupada came to me in a dream, and then in the dream he told me I was a guru, and then Krishna himself came to my disciple and told my disciple that I'm the guru. You got to be out of your fucking mind.
If you see somebody who's crazy and you don't realize they're crazy, then you're fucking crazy.
Dudism, yeah, I know. There's we abide and fuck it, and then we go bowling. Yeah, I know. Is White Russians? Yeah, I take a little White Russian in my hand, and then I do like that. I put it in my hair. I put it in my hair. These people are insane. Okay. They all think that they're special. They're all special chosen ones. They are, and they think it's rare and good luck to come into contact with them. Like that's what they I mean, that's what they got to say. That's what they got to say. They think it's rare and good luck to come into contact with them. To come into contact with them. Retards are us. God men. God mental. They're God mental is what they are. They're God mental. I know, and I think for those of us who have been through it, it's a real slap in the face. Like we can really see it, and I think we really take offense to it. I do. I do. But okay, there's a lot of really good videos that really teach a lot. I've been reading and watching these videos about delusional disorders, and of course I can't show them all. But I picked out the best ones, and I gotta show them. Let me see.
There's 6 types of delusions and delusional disorder. First, there's erotomanic type. This is when you believe that someone is in love with you. And we sometimes see this kind of delusion in people who stalk. Next is grandiose type. With this delusion, you believe that you have a great talent or insight that people just haven't discovered yet. Religious themes often get pulled into the grandiose type of delusions. The third type is somatic. It involves delusional beliefs about body functions or sensations. A fourth type is jealous type, and with this, the person believes that their partner is unfaithful. A fifth type is persecutory. With this type, the person feels that they're being conspired against, spied on, or poisoned. The last type is mixed type, and this is where no specific theme predominates. And you may have features of a few of the types. There's
Yeah, they have a few different types, all going on at the same time. You hit the nail on the head. Cluster B of personality disorders. Gora Jesus Group presents with that. They absolutely do. I'm telling you, if you sent that. If you had a doctor, like a real doctor, like one of these people that I'm showing these videos, you had a doctor who specializes in disorders, specializes in these type of cases, these type of delusions, and watch this Gora Hari. They would say these people are mentally ill with delusions. They have delusions. And they would tell you specifically, exactly. He's on there for 3 hours with these people. They could diagnose him straight up. So this is a pretty good video too. I don't know about I think it's dubbed into English, but it's still really good. Hare Krishnas equal delusional. And man, it's so delusional. And we were too. But there's degrees, and it's induced. So once, like that one lady was saying, that Bandy Lee was saying, once you remove yourself you either remove the leader or you remove yourself from the environment that's delusional, you go back to being normal. And like this woman, this Gora Hari follower, she reached out to me. She reached out to me, and she had a moment of clarity that this guy's a nut. He's not an Ananda. He's not a God man. He's just this guy. But my husband loves him, and all this stuff. And she was ready to make a move or do whatever because she came to her senses for that moment. But because she didn't remove herself She got pulled right back into it, and it's a cult. So she's back in the delusions again. I studied abnormal psychology as a psychiatric nurse and worked in the field. I'm so happy Mike is showing the science there. Yeah, there's a science behind it. I mean, I had to once, seriously, there's no need for me to lie. There's no need for me to make stuff up. People study this stuff. People study this stuff, and I want to show what's going on. I think it's important. I think it's important for people to understand.
I'm Matsuzaki.
Asaki Matsuzaki, a psychiatrist.
Today's topic is something called the Messiah complex. This refers to a delusion in which a person believes that they have been chosen by God to fulfill a special mission as a savior, and comes to think of themselves as a Messiah. People with a Messiah complex come to believe that they have transformed or are destined to transform from their ordinary selves into a significant religious figure, and that they have been endowed with supernatural powers. It is a delusion with a religious background and includes elements of religious delusion. At the same time, it also has elements of grandiose delusion, in the sense that the person sees themselves as someone destined to save the world, and perceives their role in the world as enormously significant. In the Messiah complex, there are three main elements. Hostile, that is, people with a Messiah complex may believe they are the embodiment of absolute justice, and see those who...
Excuse me. Gorahari and all gurus. Yes, all gurus. And really, I mean, I think about Gorahari a lot, but I also think about Prabhupada and how Prabhupada had this delusion. They all do. This is a cult. This is almost like a cult leader delusion. But I mean, if you, it is. It's a cult. All cult leaders have these delusions. So it's almost, the cult leader delusion could almost be its own category. It's not, but this is explaining what the cult leaders are experiencing. They're experiencing these religious delusions, grandiose delusions, Messiah complex, God complex. It's a mishmash of a bunch of stuff going on in their head. It's a bunch of strands. It's a bunch of strands in the old duder's head, man. It really is.
Is the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Okay. Got that out of the way.
oppose them, including individuals or society at large, as evil. Society is wrong, or only I know the truth. They may become fixated on ideas like these, which can lead to conflict with those around them. Secondly, aggression. That is, in order to uphold their own sense of justice, they may behave aggressively toward those who oppose them. This can involve not only verbal attacks, but at times even violent actions. Third, apocalyptic thinking. The world is about to end, or a great catastrophe is imminent. They may hold beliefs such as these, which reflect a deeply pessimistic worldview. And they come to believe that only they can save others, immersing themselves in acts of salvation. This type of delusion is sometimes rooted in past experiences of oppression. The desire to become a savior can be seen as a form of escape from reality, or a longing to become someone extraordinary.
And I feel like that's part of it, is this longing to become someone extraordinary. But I believe Hey, Snoggle, good to see you. Yeah, I think one of these videos I have is going to talk about that. I haven't got to that yet, but I came across it while I was researching, Delusions, and that it's a documentary about the case that they made the movie about. So there's a lot of information on that. Here, let me get back to this.
It is believed that such individuals try to find their self-worth and sense of purpose by saving others. When diagnosing a messiah complex using the DSM-5-TR, if delusions are the only symptom, it may fall under the category of a delusional disorder, specifically the grandiose type. However, the situation becomes more complex if auditory hallucinations are also present.
Uh-oh.
If the hallucinations are few in number...
Uh-oh. It gets worse. It gets worse if you think, it gets worse if you're having dreams. If you're having dreams and he's talking to you, and someone's talking to you and he's saying, go see this guy. If Jesus is talking to you and telling you to go see Prabhupada, and then Prabhupada is coming to you in a dream and telling you that you're a guru, and then your disciple is saying, the disciple said, I don't even want to get into that, because that's just like it's like you're just passing on your mental illness like a virus to someone else. Someone else catches your virus and goes, yeah. And not only that, but you know what? I had a dream. Hey, what a coincidence. You had a dream about Prabhupada. Krishna came to me in a dream and told me that Prabhupada came to you in a dream and that he was there at the dream. And we were all at the dream, dreaming, and it was just a big dream fest. It was just a dream-a-palooza. It's fucking insanity. You can't tell me that you're not deluded. You can't, and Prabhupada is just as deluded as all of these guys. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, it's interesting. I don't want to get ahead of it because but yeah, it's interesting.
And limited to content related to the messiah complex, the diagnosis may still be delusional disorder. On the other hand, if the auditory hallucinations are not limited to religious content, or if the hallucinations are more frequent, the diagnosis may shift to schizophrenia. So, how is the messiah complex treated? In terms of psychotherapy or counseling, some experts emphasize the importance of not outright rejecting the individual's delusions, but rather identifying elements within them that are culturally or religiously acceptable and acknowledging those parts to some extent. For example, while setting aside the person's specific claim that they are the Messiah, it is possible to acknowledge the fact that the concept of a Messiah exists within their religion.
Okay, yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting how they treat these people. I'm not trying to treat anybody, but hey, Rafael, good to see you. Good to see you. Hi, Mike. Nice to meet you. Good show. Hey, Celia. Nice to meet you. I'm glad you stopped by. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Okay, so I got a lot of videos to get to. So I got this guy. So here's another really good one. Some of it's the same stuff. I'm not sure. Some of it's repeated stuff, but it needs repeating so people can hear, people can see, and let me see. What do we got?
I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28, telling me I'm still a baby.
Yeah, it's interesting. Those are all cult things that cult people do. That's why he's saying religious psychosis. So these delusions, if the delusions get so bad, it turns into a psychosis, turns into a psychotic state, which is, I guess, like the three Christs of Ypsilanti or whatever. It's like where they have to be hospitalized, where you're in a psychosis state, where you can't even function. Oh yeah, Keshava Baradigo Swami. Yeah, I'll have to add when we get to that. When we get to that. Okay, so that one. Okay, so you've got someone who's deluded. They have a God complex or a Messiah complex. There's other things going on. There's other things going on as well that. Let me see, where am I here? Tim Wallace, good to see you, man. Glad you stopped by. Every manipulation technique.
Gaslighting. Everyone's heard of gaslighting, but not everyone knows what it is and how they are being affected by it. Let me explain. Gaslighting is when someone messes with your sense of reality. It doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, subtle, like someone just gently rewriting the story over and over until you start to wonder if you're the problem. You remember something clearly, and they tell you it never happened. You try to explain how something made you feel, and they say you're being too sensitive, doing it not to disagree, but to make you question what's real. And over time, you start to believe them more than you believe yourself. That's what makes gaslighting so powerful. It doesn't come at you all at once. It's slow, one small moment at a time, one conversation, one look, one denial. And eventually, you start second-guessing everything. Your memory, your emotions, your gut. It shows up in all kinds of relationships, romantic, family, even work. And it always follows the same pattern. Confusion, doubt, silence. Because if they can make you doubt your version of reality, it gets easier to control you. So what do? You get clear. You start writing things down. You trust how something made you feel, even if someone else tries to spin it. You don't need permission to believe your own experience. The more clearly you see what's happening, the harder it is for anyone to twist it. And once you stop explaining yourself to someone who's pretending not to understand, that's when you take your power back. Love bomb.
So I have to say, there's a lot of gaslighting going on in ISKCON. When you join, I don't know how I don't know how to pinpoint it, how to give specific examples. I'm sure they'll come to me over time. But there's a lot of gaslighting your emotions, your feelings, reality. It's a real manipulation tactic that's being used. And I can't really put my finger on. Prabhupada does it in his books. The gurus do it. The lectures. I mean, everybody gaslighting everybody. But I'm not going to explain it right now. Here's another really good video. Can't watch it all, but a little bit of it about the Messiah complex, because that's what these guys have. And psychologists, psychiatrists, experts in the field of mental health, mental illness, they know what's going on. They know what's happening. They know what's going on with these people, with these gurus, people like Radhanath, and not only the gurus, but the people that are following them, because they're deluded too. They have a Messiah complex, but their Messiah complex is that they need a Messiah.
Today I want to talk to you about another lesson in psychology. Because of the recent support in the last video that I put out about psychology, I believe it was the Frankenstein syndrome, that went over pretty well. In fact, I actually enjoyed doing that one, just kind of troubleshooting it. So I'm going to try this again, people. Maybe you're going to like this new one. Now, this next one is called the Messiah complex, and also the Messiah complex trap. These are two psychology lessons that you're going to find interesting, people. Now, these are not strictly INFJ. These don't just affect INFJs. This is not specific to our personality type, as I tried to describe the other one, but this can affect any type. This is just something that I figured that, yeah, the INFJs like to talk about. We like psychology, and we're actually just, instinctive students of this. So here we go, people. So the Messiah complex typically is something that would actually favor the certain types of personalities. For example, let's say a narcissist or a sociopath type of personality. One that's already drawn toward, let's say, the aggrandizement, almost the authority role, having power over people in that way, having some kind of control over people in that way, or that are drawn to this. Now, I could see that this would be somebody that would be looking toward this kind of line of tyranny, as I guess you could say is what it turns into. So it usually starts when, let's say, somebody in a position of power. And this could be anybody. This could be somebody, for instance, of course, this could be a political figure. This could be a CEO and a boss, or things like that, in a corporation. This could even be a parent, or parents and things like this. This could be even teachers in schools and things like that. This could even be in domestic relationships. The same thing. The same kind of twisted Messiah complex will come out in almost every type of scale of human relationships. It can be at a large scale, or it can be even in smaller scales. But we're just going to go with this larger scales for right now. Typically, it starts when praise and admiration is added. If somebody reaches a situation in their life where they're starting to get praise and admiration, they're starting to get to a powerful position. Maybe they're making money. Maybe they have
The sound is gone. This is what I'm talking about. These God men. This ISKCON is nothing but the ISKCON is nothing but a cult of God men, Messiah complex God men, and their followers running around, being worshipped all the time, constantly, from sun up to sundown. That's all they do. Yeah, I think I'm back on. I think I'm back on. Hey, Cumbersome, 1987. Thanks. I think I'm back on. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I mean, I've been exposed to a few cults too. Absolutely. Yeah, it's back. Thanks. So this is just a whole cult that creates. It's a cult that just creates these God men, Messiah complex, and like I said, there's a lot of things going on. They have narcissistic tendencies. They have there's gaslighting, love bombing going on. I mean, there's enough in there to really fuck your head up. Fuck your head up. What to speak? We're not even talking about like the criminality, the molesting, the sexism, the racism, the child marriage, the Gurukula situation. Like we're not even talking about that. This is just the mental shit that goes on in your head and in their head and in anybody who comes in contact with these people. Because like I was saying the other night, if you don't have any mental problems or mental hangups or anything, this cult it'll give them all to you. It'll make you homophobic. It'll make you sexist, racist. It'll give you the delusions of grandeur. It'll give you the Messiah complex. It'll give you all of it. The narcissism. The I feel I'm better than everybody. I'm spiritual. I get up at 4:30 in the morning and I get up at 4:30 and I worship and I ladle my little ladle on my little rocks and I clean their ears and I'm the greatest thing ever. And all my followers are worshiping me. It's a bunch of bullshit. What do these holy men do when they wake up with a little wood in the morning? Yeah, I don't know. I guess that's why Tamal had to have an operation. I guess that's why Tamal said, I need to have an operation because my body's doing stuff that I don't want it to. Fucking insanity. Tell me you're not deluded. Tell me you're not deluded. Insanity. I want to get back to this guy. A little bit more of this guy.
They yield power in a political situation over people. Well, of course, they're going to get praise and admiration. Now, depending on how they take this, depending on where their spirit is, where their soul lies, are they going to be benevolent or are they going to be egotistical? Now, the egotistical mind is what ones fall into the Messiah complex. Is somebody that takes these praises and admiration in egotistical fashion. They're taking this praise, feeding their ego, believing what they're being told, feeding off what they're being told, feeding off the admiration, the gifts and things like that, the praise they may be seeing, is almost to them a form of worship. The way you'd worship let's say, God. Yeah, this is basically what it is. This Messiah complex basically is somebody playing God and somebody taking on that role and actually believing it and actually filling their soul with this idea that they've somehow become a God.
And you can't tell me that my sound is still there. I hope my sound is still there. For some reason, I can't get my camera to work. Okay, there we go. These guys, all of these gurus are like that. All of these gurus are like that. They think they're God. They're getting admiration. They're getting praise. They start to believe it. He says they start to believe this shit.
You can actually see this in a lot of different factions. Even rock stars, movie stars, Hollywood celebrities, some of them actually take the bait for this, and they do. They go into these type of things, and usually you can see how it becomes very dysfunctional in their lives when they take these kind of praises and admirations for their own, and they start to believe these things. So at this point here, the ego will feed the shadow functions, because at this point here, you are slipping into shadow functions. Anybody that's taking this kind of praise, anybody that's slipping into this Messiah complex is already out of their shadow function. They're into their shadow function. They've already slipped into those twisted, dark shadows that typically is going to lead them there. And because they're accepting the praise, so they've already flipped whatever it is that they had. They're starting to bend into their shadows, and they're living unhealthy. So so at that point there, the personality type would have to go into the shadows in order for this to work. Because anytime you drift into the shadows, that's when you become unhealthy. And this is obviously a very unhealthy complex at this point here. Okay? So yes, so the ego.
Yeah, I can't imagine that this guy, you want to talk about the burning bush. Like talking about, I can't help but say that it applies exactly to him. I mean, this guy who's on YouTube, he's able to control these people, control this woman, control her husband. He's able to talk to her husband like that. He doesn't get any pushback from anybody. They just sit there and take it, and they join in with him. attacking this woman, telling her what she needs to do, what all this stuff. And Gora Hare sees this. He gets power from it. He enjoys it. He's getting, he sees these people defending him and attacking her on his behalf, and it just feeds into the shit snowballs, and that's not a healthy personality or a healthy way to go through life. Not when you're exploiting people and acting and treating people in that way. Who is he to treat these people in this way? Well, they let themselves, because they have a complex too. They have issues going on that allows them to behave like this. And that's why I'm saying that this cult, if you don't have any mental issues or hang-ups or any kind of, this cult will give them to you. It'll turn you into a friggin' wacko. I'm just checking to see if there's any more. My sound is coming and going. I hope it's good. Okay, I want to get to another, because I have a really good video coming up. And here it is. This is I'm just gonna play it. I'm gonna let you see it. I heard Gora Hare yesterday, really miserable and scared. I didn't hear. I see, that's the thing, is I hear just a little bit. Usually what I do is I just go to where he starts talking, and I listen for like a minute to hear what he's doing, and then I just turn it off. Usually he starts off by saying something about me. He starts talking about me. And that's why I catch it, because I'm not going to sit there and listen to him. I don't have time to sit there and listen to his bullshit. Okay, yeah, so, but I probably should, because I would probably hear more stuff. I would probably hear more evidence of his psychosis, because I believe that he will slip into a psychotic state if he hasn't already. Yeah, well, be careful, because he'll do a number on you. I'm not joking. He'll do a number on you.
10 signs of religious delusion and what it tells us about our brains. Hi, I'm Britt Hartly. I'm an atheist spiritual director at No Nonsense Spirituality. I have a master's degree in theology, and I focus on tools for existential crisis, nihilism, and the void. So, number one, a grandiose sense of a divine mission, the belief that you've been personally chosen by a deity or a higher power to fulfill some kind of world-changing mission, often without any basis in reality or acknowledgement by others. Number two, feeling like you have a direct communication with God, claiming to hear the voice of God or other supernatural beings. Sometimes this can be auditory, sometimes it can be visual, sometimes it can be both. Number three, belief in special abilities, such as the ability to influence events or heal people or make prophecies. There's some kind of special ability claims there. Number four, claims of religious persecution. So this is intense feelings that you're being persecuted by demons, by the government, by society, by people around you, and it can even lead to really intense paranoia. Number five, refusal of medical treatments or medication, even when health is.
If you sit down, push, and only a little poop comes out, you have what doctors call a poop cork. The Mayo
obviously deteriorating. Number six, seeing patterns from everywhere. Everything is a Bible verse, every number on a billboard, every number on a microwave, every single thing has a message and a meaning, as if the brain is hyper fixated on seeing patterns, even where statistically it is not a pattern. And we can even produce, this ability for the brain to notice patterns and become incredibly superstitious is not something we just see with humans. We can produce superstitions in animals. In the wild, some elephants may display behaviors that look superstitious, like repeatedly tapping on a tree tree or circling an area after a dangerous encounter. And these actions can be learned as learned associations when you feel a threat or trying to avoid some kind of negative outcome, even if there's no direct link. We've done this with rats. B.F. Skinner has done this with pigeons. We can do this with primates, crows, cats, dogs, horses. Even fish have been observed to be swimming in a particular part of the tank.
Oh, hold on a second. Wait a minute. Wait. I got to get back. I something's going on here, and I got to. We got to get to the bottom of this. All right, so breaking news. We have breaking news here. Let me see, what is going on? So let me get back to this. So it says, we're going to start here. It says, Gora Hare is so ridiculously fake. Yes, I agree. I mean, you and I, we see right through that bullshit. I see right through it like cellophane. I see right through it like saran wrap. I was like glass. I mean, not even glass. It's like. And yes, we are concerned about his followers. One of his followers reached out to me, and but it, I do feel bad. I feel bad for his followers, absolutely. So what is this now? First time I've seen Francis and Radhe and Francis were in the same screen, getting told off. Oh my goodness, I didn't know about that. So I got to go back and watch that. I mean. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on there? What is going on there? Exclusive news. Absolutely exclusive news. So, okay, so tell me how this is not a cult. So she reaches out to me. She's contemplating, I don't know, leaving or whatever. And then she's bullied back in. By Gora Hare and his people. They bully her back in. Of course, I don't think I don't know if she wanted to leave her husband. Probably not. But it's quite a situation, because she did reach out to me and told me that she didn't believe this guy. She didn't believe that he was a guru. She didn't believe in his bullshit. Whatever. And then she got bullied into going back. And now they're continuing to bully her. Yeah, your wife is, she has some kind of messianic complex. I agree. So I don't know. Can anybody tell me some more about what were they getting? Snoggle, what were they getting told off? I now I want to know, like, how damaging is this? This is not just let's get together and chant, let's get together and read Prabhupada's books and just chant. There's never any of that. That's what I'm saying. I've been saying that from the very beginning. There's no chanting, be happy. These people can't even go and have a Zoom, can't even have a Zoom thing and get together and chant without having to glorify this guy, treat him like he's a god, and then if somebody steps out of line, then the hammer comes down. I don't know. I'm Snoggle. You got to tell me more about what's going on with what were they getting? What was going on? I'm waiting for my reporter to fill me in on what was going on. Getting told off. I want details. I want to know more. I want to know more. I want to know more about what was going on. Glad to be of service. Yeah, I just wanted to know more about being told off. I just wanted a little bit more. I just want to know a little bit more, because it sounds serious. It sounds just like public shaming, public blaming. I don't know, in front of strangers, You're gonna sit there and be humiliated. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because she said, it's interesting because she said in the email that she sent to me that she doesn't want to go in there. She doesn't want to go in there because she doesn't want to glorify him. She doesn't believe that he's a guru. She said, and then of course she goes in there. The apology email to you was not enough. The apology email to you was not enough. She had to join a live stream and apologize publicly. So she did it. So she actually did it. It was a bizarre podcast. He was talking about you. Eventually, he said that your podcasts are a Lord's plan. Besides, he was randomly admitting to receiving donations time to time. Voila, my observation. Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to figure out what he's doing. It's not hard to figure out the scam he's got going. It's not. It's not hard to figure out the scam. Especially when we know it. I was in it for 20 years. You can't tell me. You can, you knew. Everybody knows he's scamming these people. Everybody knows he's scamming these people.
Or specific movements in anticipation of being fed. So humans are not the only ones who are able to connect patterns and become.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm sorry. She was disloyal and had to repledge her loyalty. Oh my goodness. So it's not like you can just come if you want, or if you want to stay home and watch football, you can. No one's making you come. It turned into you do have to come, and you do have to pledge. So it went completely from one end to the other. It went from, hey, we're not a cult. You don't have to come if you don't want to. No one's making you come. So that was the first thing he said was, hey, if you don't want to come, you don't have to come. No one's making you come. It's not a cult. It's no big deal. I still see the number 108. Yeah, I do too. I see 108 everywhere. Whenever I see it, I'm like, oh, it's a blessing. My brain is still that. Yeah, I agree. 108. Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you 100%. In fact, when I was in therapy, this is funny. When I was in therapy, I was a Hare Krishna, and I was going to therapy because my wife had passed away, so I was in grief therapy, and I just kept going. But the first day I went, I made an appointment, and I didn't know where it was. And I went to the building. I went to the medical office, and my therapist's office number was 108, and I was like, oh, and I went in there and I told him all about it. I'm like, oh, I'm a Hare Krishna. 108 is this that, and then I ended up, while I was seeing him over the next couple of years, I ended up leaving the Hare Krishna. I ended up leaving the cult, and he wasn't in 108 anymore. But I did end up leaving the cult. Guru Hari also chided Francis, and Francis used a fist to playful knock Radhe on the top of her head. And at the end of it, see, I told you there's domestic violence. Domestic violence. He probably forced her. He probably told her, "You got to do this. You got to do this, or I can't go back. I'm not allowed in there if you don't do this." Now it's an open secret. Scamming no more. We all knew he was a scammer. And thank you for your donation. Yeah, it's. Hot Lips gives more than money. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it's a cult. It's a cult. That's all. There's no other word for it.
superstitious where the pattern is actually not reflective of reality. But humans can do this just with everything around them all the time. And when you get into religious delusion or religious psychosis, that aspect of your brain is just incredibly active. And so everything is a pattern and everything is some kind of message from some higher reality. Number 7, hypergraphy. This is the ability to write a lot in a short amount of time. And as someone who has studied the religious brain for a long time, I've read at least 50 of these things of people who have, claimed revelation, written this, giant book in a week. And, they claim to have figured out biblical prophecy or the nature of the universe. And people, especially men, will send them to me from time to time where they were able to write these really long explorations of theology. And it feels like they weren't the ones writing it. Like it can feel genuinely that it's coming through them and that it's not from them. But the subconscious is completely able to do this. But we see that ability come nearer to the surface when you're in religious psychosis. People can get into flow states and write a lot, but when you're in a religious delusion or in religious psychosis, that ability can be just much more to the surface. And so, it's not uncommon for someone to sit for 3 days and just write and write and write and write. And you can just think like, where is this coming from? Is this guy actually talking to God? But it's something our subconscious is very capable of doing, especially when we have this heightened sense of patterns when we are in psychosis. So number 8, spiritual battles. So this vivid kind of imagery of angels and demons that only they can see. For this one, I especially think of Chad Daybell being able to put a number to people's soul so that they were light or dark, and this eventually leads to the death of Lori Vallow's 2 children. I super got down that rabbit hole. It happened here in Idaho where I live, and it was really interesting how much religious delusion was a part of this story and a part of that tragedy. Number 9, feelings of guilt or shame that they are not living up to their calling or role. So that can lead to intense religious rituals or scrupulosity, which is kind of like religious OCD. So there can be feelings of guilt or shame associated with their call.
So when I was first watching this, all I could think about was Prabhupada when I was watching. I was thinking about Prabhupada the whole time, these religious delusions, how he could write, how he would stay up all night snorting snuff and writing these books and translating and doing all this shit. Oh dear, there is worse. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Yeah. Yeah. I bless your mom. Happy Mom's Day in heaven to your mom. Absolutely disgusted with Gorhari talking about his and a golden shower. I must lead a sheltered life. I had to look that up for meaning and wish I hadn't. Yeah, I mean, it's more of his delusions. I mean, he thinks everything he says is a revelation, is some kind of nectar coming from his mouth, and he can say all kinds of vulgar things in front of women, his so-called disciples, whatever he wants to call it. Yeah, it's just another cult with a bunch of religious delusions. That's all it is. It's religious delusions, and ISKCON it creates this mental play. That Prabhupada's books and the whole thing. He created a whole factory to create pedophiles and narcissistic friggin' godmen. Yeah, we watched. Yeah, I watched a video of that guy. He's just as phony as all the rest of them. Yeah, I believe that he's seriously got a he's moving into the Gorhari is a misogynistic, narcissistic, and perhaps schizophrenic megalomaniac persona. Nothing else matters. Yeah, I agree. I believe he's delusional, and he's crossing over into the psychosis, and I mean, if he's faking it, he's faking it. But I don't believe he's faking it. I believe he actually believes. He believes this crap. He believes this crap. He believes it. And they all do. They all believe it. Yeah, I believe he's being nice to him too. He's being nice too. Let me get back to some more of this. This woman's got a lot of great stuff to say.
Then number 10, apocalyptic beliefs, a fixation on end times or apocalyptic events, believing that they have secret knowledge about how the world will end and how it will unfold. And they might obsessively start to prepare for these events, such as hoarding supplies or isolating from society based on specific dates or visions.
What would you tell a man who can scroll for hours but can't work for 10 minutes and hates himself for it every night?
Now, how the religious psychosis expresses as far as beliefs depends on the culture. So if you're in the West, you're going to think you are Jesus or you're Elijah or you're preparing for the second coming. There's going to be lots of biblical pattern stuff, second coming, end of the world stuff. And in the East, you're much more likely to believe that you're a reincarnation of a bodhisattva, like a future Buddha. Maitreya is an example of that. Or a significant figure from Hindu mythology, such as an avatar of Vishnu. You might claim to have special knowledge about how we're going to restore Dharma at the end of the world. There could be an obsession with natural disasters as signs of cosmic events. You can get involved into astrology and still have this be part of religious psychosis or religious delusions. And you may even be able to interpret visions or dreams or encounters with local deities or spirits as part or proof of your divine mission. So in Japan, you might believe you're a mountain ascetic and that you're going to survive a coming apocalypse, and you've been chosen to prevent it by performing certain sacred rituals. So
this, I don't know if I don't know if anybody's aware. I'm sure. I think Don and Raphael might be aware, but Prabhupada said that the devotees were preventing a World War III by chanting, or they were going to like somehow prevent the chanting was going to create peace or something. But he still said that in the future there was going to be it was going to be devastation. There was going to be the end of the world was going to come, and there was going to be no food. People were going to be eating each other. There's going to be cannibalism. There's going to be these Krishna farm communities where that was going to be where the food was. Yeah, I don't know, John. You're gonna have to take your preaching somewhere else. You're gonna have to take your preaching somewhere else. I'm not having it. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He said that the devotees were preventing the world war. I don't know, something. But yet it was going to happen in the future because that was the whole point of the 10,000 years. Anyway, so I got to say that everyone should watch this video. I'm gonna show a little bit more, and then I'm gonna move on. But everybody should watch this. This is a really good class about religious delusions.
How this appears will depend on the culture that you're in. But let's focus on the West because I have a lot more experience with how this shows up in an Abrahamic religion context. So what religion tells us about the brain, it's telling us a lot about ourselves because the subconscious is actually very active rather than being repressed. So we have thousands of people right now who check off all of the boxes of religious delusion. There are many people right now who are claiming to be Jesus, and they can't all be right. So what is actually going on here? What happens with religious psychosis is rather than things being compartmentalized and curbed by society and societal norms and repressed in your subconscious, it's like your brain went through a blender, so the subconscious world becomes reality. It's like the dream becomes real. And this actually can teach us a lot about ourselves and what creates religion in the first place. So, what do we learn about the fact that we can go into these states and there's such similarities between people who have religious delusions and religious psychosis? So, we learn that we are pattern seeking and meaning making creatures, and that our brains do that on its own. We don't choose to see patterns, we're not necessarily looking for them consciously. Our brains do that entirely on their own. The human brain is wired to seek patterns and impose meaning on the world, even when none exists. And so religious delusions often involve seeing symbolic connections in random events, numbers, phrases, experiences, and this reveals the brain.
So, and that's one of the reasons why not only Prabhupada, but all these gurus like Gaur Hari, he says, and Prabhupada says the same thing, but Gaur Hari says, oh, Mike is attracted to my preaching, like it's some kind. No, I'm exposing you as a cult member. I'm not attracted to your preaching. I'm not attracted to Prabhupada's bullshit. I've been through Prabhupada's bullshit for too long. It has nothing to do with that. These people want to explain everything in their deluded friggin' world because their brains are so messed up. And I honestly believe that these gurus, some of these gurus know it's a bunch of bullshit. Some of them are deluded. Some of them are deluded. They believe that they're gurus. They believe this bullshit. They're living in a fantasy world where they're like some god man. It's friggin' insane. And that goes to friggin' it that is not just delusional. It becomes a psychosis. It becomes a cuckoo's nest. You belong locked up. You think you're Napoleon? You think you're friggin' Napoleon running around or friggin' whatever? She's inspiring us to speak out. Hey, thank you, buddy. Thank you for being a friend. No, thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Absolutely, man. I want to thank everybody. The show's not over, but I want to thank everybody for coming in here and just making this a great experience, a great platform for Hare Krishnas. And I know there's a lot more ex-Hare Krishnas out there that would love to find us and would love to join in and would love to share. There was somebody on the Reddit group, and they were sharing their story, and I said, hey, you should come and share. If you want to, no pressure. But if you got an interesting story and you want to tell it, you can come and share with us here, because we'd all like to know. We'd all like to, share in the misery. No, we're not sharing in the misery, but we're sharing in the rebuilding and the recovery and moving forward and helping others get out, and that's what it's all about. So I think Jesus does not seem to present with depression, but he does present with spiritual manic psychotic episodes. Needs a professional can opener. Watch the worms spill out. Yeah, he's got, and he's been doing this for a long time. He's definitely a sick person. All these guys are. All these guys, I mean, he's no different than these other guys. That's the thing. Let me show you this. Let's do a little bit of this. This is just more insanity. So this is the nectar for which we're always anxious. Yeah, well now, thanks for saying that, because now, wait, let me see what. He's trying to twist and turn during miserable classes, sanghas. It's like a deranged freak talking to other freaks. Yes, disturbing and worrying. Yes, it is. It's a. I really feel bad. I feel sad for those people that are in there. Anybody who's following that guy, you need help. You need to just get away from him, and you can get back to normal. Just get away from him, you'll get back to normal. And if you don't get back to normal, then you got to seek some help. But you got to get away. You got to get away from that guy. That's the number one. That's the number one thing. Okay, let's have a good time, and let's look at this and have a good time with this. Let's. Okay, here we go. Let's see, what's this?
It gets cooler. Goodbye, fish. No! Goodbye, fish. How was your impression of the day? The best. We are going to Mecheri, a small group of devotees. We are going to Mecheri, so we will take a bath in the holy river of Kaveri. So come with us, and we will also visit some Grihasta couple. Hare Krishna. We arrived at a temple. Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanumanji.
Okay, so yeah, this is it. Like if you gotta dress up in a costume, cosplay, in order to just live. I mean, you got to go through all this stuff. You're in a cult. You're in a cult. Damn it! I don't know what to say. What do we got? Yeah, it's insanity. Yeah, I don't know. I think John's a troll. He's got nothing to add to the conversation.
Hare Krishna.
Right now, most AI video tools can only give you 15 seconds.
15. And it happens to the best of us.
Photography is usually not allowed in the inner sanctum of temples because temples are sacred places. It is viewed as disrespectful and inappropriate. We go to temples to pray and have darshan of the Lord. It is deeply personal experience, and filming will shift the focus from spiritual to a material performance. I urge everyone who loves India and the Vedic culture to come here and visit these ancient temples.
I love the surrounding. Look, like in the middle of nowhere. The story is that one rishi.
Now, I don't have anything against. I don't have anything against tourism. You want to go be a tourist and travel around India and visit beautiful temples and stuff like that. I'm all for that. But you don't have to cosplay and join a pedophile cult to do that. And you should know. You should know what you're in. You shouldn't join ISKCON if you don't know that you should know what it is before you join.
If you see somebody who's crazy and you don't realize they're crazy, then you're fucking crazy.
If you see a bunch of people with shaved heads and ponytails and they're doing crazy shit with little ladle and little rocks and doing all this stuff and acting crazy and acting weird, and you don't recognize that to be crazy and weird, then you're fucking crazy and weird. I'm sorry. That's it. Above the law. Well, they think that they're there. Yeah, they're above the law, but they're going to save everybody. They're going to save everyone with their.
Here and did tapasya to meet Lord Ram, and he appeared to him in this place. So we are going now to the next temple. This is called jugaad. In India, on every place there is some kind of jugaad.
They got these poor women. They got these poor women. They suckered these poor women into this cult, and now they're taking them on a tour of India, and that's what it is. And they don't realize that they're in a racist, sexist, child marriage promoting, little kid molesting cult. And they don't care about women in this cult. They sent that woman off to Africa, and she got shot in a civil war. They didn't give a fuck about her. Just like Gore Hardy doesn't give a fuck about that woman. He's going to use her. All he cares about is he's going to use her as a prop so that he can show me up like I give a fuck. I'm going to have her come on here and she's going to show Mike that she's with us. I don't give a fuck. You treat that woman like that? Humiliate her? Insult her? With her husband there, the two of them? It's freaking disgusting. And all the women are treated like that in this cult. And the women in the audience here, in the chat, you can tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But I know I'm not.
We can't fix it. Prabhu has to hold it with a finger. Krishna, Krishna, that's funny. Okay, it's cooling your legs.
So can you believe that and I just gotta say, man. 2026, the year 2026, they're driving around in a car that's got an electric fan blowing on them. Electric fan up in the corner that they're trying to get it to. I mean, that's the technology. That's what we're talking about in India that these people are living under, and they think that this culture, what they call their Vedic culture. I mean, I don't get it. I don't know how you can be impressed with that. It's and I know it to me. That's just another symptom.
Off we are to the next temple. Ah, yes. Haribol.
Dress up bullshit with a fan. Dress up bullshit with a fan. I know. That's crazy. I mean, come on, tell me, man. You know it's hot as fuck in that van, and they're all hot in the clothes. Yeah, some Russian devotees are very fanatical. It's sad to see how brainwashed some of these people are. Yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. And hey, Ann, good to see you here, man. Good to see you. Glad you stopped by. Yeah, women are seen as the fifth wheel of the cult. But you're a man, you're treated like royalty. Men get free lodging and free everything. No privileges for women, though. Yeah, women get it rough, man. They get delusional whack jobs. Yeah, delusional whack jobs. And and I was there. I was delusional too. I remember when I went with my daughter in 97, and we signed up to take this tour at the Krishna Balaram temple to go to Raval and go to Gokul. It was a whole day bus trip, and we signed up to go do it. And when it came time to go, they oversold. They oversold this tour, and the bus was full. And they told us that we would have to stand on this bus the whole trip. We didn't have, there weren't enough seats for me and my daughter. We would have to stand. And I said, I'm not standing. What are you going to tell me I got to stand? I paid the same amount as everybody. I was going to pay. I was like, I'm going to pay the same amount as everybody else, but I got to stand? I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And my Indian friend said, hey, look, what you're paying for this bus and they want you to stand, if you just add like an extra couple hundred rupees or whatever, we can get a taxi and we can just follow the bus in the taxi. And I said, bet, let's do it. And so we got a taxi. My daughter and I got a taxi. And I said, look, we're just going to follow you. And they said, okay. And so I followed them, and I gave them some money for because they were getting prasadam. And we had to eat lunch. We got at prasadam at the temple or whatever. Yeah, women are just, you're supposed to just look pretty and chant and get out of the way. Get out of the way. I mean, seriously, you're just like, get out of the way.
I do not avoid women, Mandrake. But I do deny them my essence.
You deny them my essence. Hey, Trey Martin, good to see you here. Good to see you, man. Yeah, I agree. She's got no choice, and that's the thing. Is they know she's got no choice, so they treating her like shit. The husband treating her like that. The husband should have told Gorahari, look, leave my wife out of this. If she doesn't want to come, she doesn't want to come. If she doesn't want to be in the cult, she doesn't have to be in the cult. Why are you making her do all this? Why you gotta embarrass her? Who the fuck are you? That's what I would have said. Because when I was in that Istagosti, and and this guy starts telling us about his masturbation schedule and what he's doing, and I don't know where it's going. I'm like, man, what's going on here? I don't want to hear about your. I don't need to hear that shit, and I don't know what you're getting at. I don't know what you're getting at, but I mean, this is really weird. And the men know it, and all those men in there talking about her, and they know her business, they know their business. What the fuck is that? The fuck is that? It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. I thought this was interesting, and of course, I think about Hare Krishna whenever anyone talks about religion, because all cults are the same. I think about Hare Krishna, but this is an interesting little thing here. Actually, I'm going to save this for another time. I'm going to save this for another one because I got something else I want to get to. I want to get to this. I want to get to this. This is Danny DeVito Swami. Okay. Talking about God-men complex, Messiah complex, delusions of grandeur, religious psychosis, religious delusions. There's this guy. Goes to Harvard. He thinks he's a friggin' Harvard guru. I'm somehow a hybrid Harvard professor, and I'm a guru at the same. I'm both. I'm Professor Guru. I'm Bhakti Professor. Friggin' insanity.
Krishna. Very recently, I have again had the honor of being personally and philosophically attacked by my dear godbrother, Bhakti Vikas Swami. And again, I believe his criticisms are a great opportunity for us to get a better understanding of relevant topics by seeing in what sense his arguments ultimately fail. So if you look at the history of Vaishnavism, this is normal, common, that Vaishnavas have because they take philosophy seriously and Krishna conscious philosophy seriously. There are debates. There are.
How does this guy sit there? How does this guy sit there with a straight face? Yeah, he's Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty Swami. He is Humpty Dumpty Swami. Oh, God. Give me some of that good rice. There's plenty to go around. Plenty to go around, Andy. Good to see you. Glad you're here. Wait a minute. I got to get to this comment. What is this? Due to sleeping on cold floors during winter Hong Kong painting marathons, Indra Yumna Swami ladies disciples developed getting pregnant issues due to prolonged cold floor sleepings. Also, it was too cold to sleep on the floor, so they were sleeping with guys and they were getting pregnant. Wow. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, these two guys going at it again. And that's what's crazy is they both have. Yeah, I mean they're both the same, and that's what's funny about it is that these two God men Messiah complex, like the three Christs of Ypsilanti.
And as Prabhupada said, this helps to keep the mind sharp. So, in that spirit, I will address his points. He argues that I am undermining the faith of the devotees and their faith in Krishna consciousness. I would say, in a sense, the truth is the opposite, in that every Krishna conscious teacher tends to have a certain audience, a certain.
Well, I don't. Yeah, he has a reputation of being super strict. See, this is such bullshit. Like, how do you have one guru who says one thing and another guru who says another thing, and they're both operating in the same? It's a bunch of bullshit. And who cares what Bhakti Vikash says when he's over there saying that he doesn't want to criticize any child molester gurus because he might become a ghost. Now, you're going to tell me he's not delusional. You're going to tell me these guys aren't delusional. You're going to tell me this guy's not delusional? This guy thinks he's a god, man. This guy thinks that he can chant a mantra and do a fire thing and initiate someone into some kind of disciplic succession that goes back, and he knows all this stuff about Vaishnava history and this. He went to Harvard, and he doesn't know the truth about this bullshit. No, he's gonna sit there and pretend like he doesn't know the truth. Is he gonna pretend like he doesn't know the truth or what? What the fuck? This is such bullshit. I once saw a video of Vikash. Yeah, I don't like any of these guys. To say that I hate one over the other or one is worse than the other, there's just, yeah, well, this is all about control. It's all about controlling this whole guru bullshit. And that's why I say these yoga cults, man, they want to control you with this. It starts out like it's just a simple yoga class, and it turns into guru worshiping. It turns into worshiping these people, chastising fat devotees. Yeah. PhDs. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, the problem with scholars, they believe in class gaps. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even watch it. I just wanted to show this guy because he's delusional. He's just as delusional. He's arguing with these two delusional friggin' psychos who think they're God men, have a Messiah complex. They're arguing over I don't even know what they're arguing about. They're arguing about something. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's like, who cares?
People that respond well to that devotee's teachings or that devotee's way of presenting Krishna consciousness. And so my experience is that many intelligent people,
He's doing the cult leader talk, how he breaks up everything into little segments so you can digest it, and it makes him seem like he knows what he's talking about. It is such bullshit. I can't stand to hear these people talk, because everything they do is a big pile of shit. Harvard seems to produce a lot of weirdos. Yeah, so this guy, this is what happens when Gora Hari goes to Harvard. He turns into this guy. Not all gurus or teachers are malicious. Well, I disagree. I say that all gurus who say that they're special or that they're a guru, they're full of shit. They either know they're fake, they're faking it, or they're delusional. One or the other. You take your choice. I can't figure out which one for each person, but they're either delusional or they're faking it. I guarantee it, because none of them are talking to God or in some kind of line or some kind of whatever. It's bullshit. And the sooner everyone wakes up and realizes that, the happier everyone will be. Because people like this are full of shit. People like this are full of shit. Like he's got some answer. Like he knows something. Like he knows something that none of us know. And he can teach it. And he can say the magic words better than anybody else. He knows the magic words so well, he can write books about it. He can write books and all kinds of crap. Trying to fucking gaslight us, gaslight people into worshiping him. Fuck him. He knows all about the bullshit in the religion. He just lies and he's in denial. Yeah. He's either delusional or he's full of shit. And either way, I don't have time to. I don't have time. He'd have to be analyzed in person by a psychiatrist, so they can figure out what's wrong with him. Why do you think like this? Why do you think you're special? Why do you call yourself HD Goswami? What is this Goswami bullshit? What makes you a Goswami? You got to get down to it and ask us, have a real therapist, a real psychiatrist. What are you talking about? Explain to me how you're a guru. What? Prabhupada who? Did what? Imagine that Vikash visited my hometown in my house 30 years ago upon our 3 months visit in Europe, being away from India. Small world, folks. Yeah, and it just shows you that no matter how deep you're in it, like me or Rafal or anyone, Don or Jenna, anybody who is in it, no matter how long you're in it, you can get out. You can get out. Everybody out there, you can get out. You don't have to listen to this guy. This guy's nobody. He's a nobody. He wants to be somebody so bad, he had to make up this idea that he's a guru. Because otherwise, who is he? Same thing with this Gora Hari. Who is he? He's nobody. He's William Zoda. This guy's Howard Resnick. And this other guy's friggin' Brian Tibbetts. He's Brian fucking Tibbetts. He's nobody. All gurus are BS. I agree 100%. They're shit for brains, man. Shit for brains, Don. Absolutely. Where did Humpty Dumpty, PhD, get all the money for his nice place? Yeah, I think he inherited some money. Swami Pukorkananda. Yep. Yep. Yabba dabba doo. Yeah, and they worship this Prabhupada. They're all bad because the cult makes them, it teaches them how to be a fucking horrible fucking pervert piece of shit. That's how Gorahari learned it, that's how this guy learned it, and that's how they all learn it. Who is this guy?
You only need 100 Thai words to understand 60% of daily Thai conversations. Now imagine.
This is such bullshit. I watched a little bit of this. She starts to... What happened to the sound? Are they having sound problems too? I guess they're having sound problems. Here we go. Here you go. This...
Thank you all so much for chanting so beautifully, and the warmest of welcomes to Studio 108, our spiritual oasis here in the heart of London. And as you can see, this room is packed for a very, very special occasion, and it is my absolute honour to introduce tonight's very special guest. Before, though, I say that, I just want to say and share something from my own life. 2 years ago today, almost to this day, I was sitting exactly where you're sitting now.
Hold on a second.
And my life was complete.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me address this bullshit. The cult has a profound effect on you, so much so that it still affects your life, and made a channel dedicated to the Krishna cult. You're obsessed. Just let it go and move on with your life. No, that's what you want. You want to pretend like people aren't being harmed by this. You want to pretend like people aren't being molested, like little kids aren't being molested, women aren't being raped, like Rupa Manjari. You want us to just turn our back on this cult and act like it doesn't exist. That's what you want us to do, because you're the one that's obsessed with it. If you didn't fully understand the ramifications of this ISKCON, you wouldn't make a stupid comment like that. You wouldn't make a stupid comment like that. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Fake guru to guru, Mark Twain. Never argue with a fool in public. Yeah, these two gurus are going to argue with each other in public. So, this guy's a friggin' idiot. You're going to come in here and tell people who are working to help other people get out of a cult that we're obsessed with the cult. Yeah, we're trying to help people get out. And we're trying to warn people so that they don't join. The fuck is wrong with you? The fuck is wrong with you? Huge dipshit. Yeah, Harvard dumbass. He's a Harvard dumbass. And yeah, and Andy's not holy at all. Andy's actually a piece of shit. To come in here and say something like that to people who have been traumatized by this cult, and he's not just saying that to us, but he's saying that basically to everybody who's ever had a problem. Yeah, Andy's just another person who thinks he's got a messiah complex. He's got a delusional complex. He thinks he knows something that we don't know. That's all. But I don't even. No, I'm not triggered and insecure. I'm helping people. I'm helping people warn about this cult. That's what we do. In fact, almost every cult expert was once a member of a cult. So maybe you need to learn something. Maybe you should learn something. I'm triggered by people like you because you're a friggin' idiot. You're a friggin' idiot. Why? I don't waste my time with you. Okay, let me get back to this. I had to address that comment because this is what the cult teaches people to act like. Like just forget about all the trauma that you've had. Forget about all the trauma that this cult causes. Forget about all the trauma that it's going to cause in the future, and just go on with your life and get over it. Like it's something to get over. Like it's a cold. Like it's a cold. Just get over it. Like I caught a cold. Now I got to get over it. Yeah, I got rid of him. Yeah, I got rid of him. Hey, we're having a big storm right here, so if I go off, man, I'm going to tell you right now.
Tonight's special guest, because he came here and gave his class and his kirtan. So I truly believe that you spirit souls sitting here in this room are literally the luckiest people right now on planet Earth and all of the universes to be here.
Delusional. She thinks they're the luckiest people on the planet, in the solar system, in the universe, because her guru, who's been grooming her since she was a little kid, is here.
Tonight's special guest, language, words can't even describe or capture just how incredibly, remarkably special he is, but I'll do my very best humble attempts. Today's speaker has been devoting his whole life to studying, practicing, mentoring, leading in this art, this beautiful spiritual practice of bhakti yoga for over 5 decades, for over 50 years, traveling around the world. He's led and guided and touched the hearts of literally hundreds of thousands of people, everyone from kings and prime ministers and presidents. But that's the humility of his heart, that he'll even...
Wait, what did she just say? What did he do? He did what? What did she say?
Leading in this art, this beautiful spiritual practice of bhakti yoga for over 5 decades, for over 50 years, traveling around the world. He's led and guided and touched the hearts of literally hundreds of thousands of people, everyone from kings and prime ministers and presidents. But that's the humility of his heart.
Well, I don't believe that he's touched. I don't believe he's touched the hearts and guided presidents and kings. I don't believe any of that bullshit. I think he's met some because he scammed his way in to meeting some important people and giving him his fucking book that nobody will buy. He's definitely done that. I know. She's full of shit. All he did was groom her. He's been grooming her since she was a little girl, and now she's older, grown up, and she's gonna sit there and glorify him like he's friggin' God. He's totally creepy. He's the biggest creep.
That he'll even reach out and notice and chant to little animals on the street, such as his heart. He's world-renowned for his incredible kirtans, pioneering these celebrations of kirtan and of the Vedic culture all around the world. He's an incredible Vedic scholar with such deep knowledge that he imparts in his lecture series and in his best-selling books available in multiple languages around the world. So it is our absolute honor He's traveled all around the world to get here tonight for one night only for us. So please soak up every moment, soak up every minute. Really make the most of this opportunity. Don't let it slip out of your hands. Let's warmly welcome, with the biggest round of applause, Indradyumna Swami.
This is their life. This is their life. This is his life. He just goes around and listens to people praise him like he's friggin' the second coming. Like he's God. He listens to this all day, every day. Rafal can tell you. Yeah. Rafal knows everything. Rafal is right there. You know? She's gonna blue my Garrett. Yeah, that was a little over the top, Don. I mean, you and I, we could recognize that. She's having transcendental climax. Yeah. She's yeah, she yeah, I so pathetic. The brainwashing, man. It is. It's so pathetic. She's been groomed by him. You know, like last 15 years, he's been grooming her to say just that. Girl, you're full of shit, and everything you're saying is shit. Yeah, delusions. What has she ever seen him do? What has she seen him do that is so great? And that's the delusion, is that they think that these people are God-man, Messiah, whatever, but they don't do anything. What does he do? He sits there, he reads some scriptures out of a book on a seat, and they put flowers around him, tell him how great he is, and then he goes and it goes somewhere else, and they put flowers around him, and they tell him how great he is. That's all he does.
Kaylee, when's he arriving?
เด็ก10 ล้านคนคือจำนวนของเด็กๆที่กำลังเผชิญกับโรคขาดสารอาหารรุนแรงเฉียบพลัน
She's my student and she's subject to.
There is some people that are actually doing some good in the world, going into a war zone and helping little kids that have been bombed and have their limbs blown off, lose a leg, you ain't got no food. Going in and helping give vaccines to people, little kids that are in a place where polio is breaking out and hepatitis or cholera or whatever. Going in, bringing clean water, people that don't have clean water, bringing helping people, actually doing something that helps people. Not this. What does this do?
Exaggeration, so take it with a grain of salt.
You gotta sit there and yabba dabba do.
Omagyan Timidandasya Gananganash. I see Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shtapitam Jena Bhutale.
Wow. Yeah, let's pray. Well, so you gotta sit there. What? Because he can sit there and say that prayer. I can say that prayer. We can all say that prayer. That ain't no big deal. He sits there. It fucking pisses me off. And then people want to come in here and talk about how great it is and how we should just get on with our lives when people are sitting there with his friggin' gold watch and his flowers and all his bullshit, and little kids are being molested, women are being mistreated like that Radhe in Gora. Women are being treated like that. Little girls are being treated. Little girls are being married off. The racism and sexism and people like this that are part of that bullshit are going to sit there and be glorified like they're God, like they're fucking God, man. Yeah, that pisses me off. Fucking right, it pisses me off. These people are scum. They're scumbags. Ex-Bhagavan henchman. There's not one guru that you could point to and go, hey, well, this guy is really great. He was great and all his fault. And what? Who? Which one? Which one? It is such a scam, such bullshit. I can't believe people still joining this bullshit, but they are. And as long as people are joining, I'm gonna fucking talk shit about it. I don't give a fuck about Andy, fucking asshole Andy, whatever. These fucking people. You got a heart on. You got a Woody. You got a Woody. You got a Woody. He's got the banana in his pajamas. Absolutely. Yeah, you know, he's hiding it under all the. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Raphael can tell you how often does he get to sit and listen to some young girl glorify him like he's God. I mean, that's got to be the highlight of his day to have that. I mean, that's not happening all day long. But I'm sure that's got to be like the highlight of his day. Do you think helping the body of others is Maya? Why waste time on a shooter? Yeah. Yeah, but, you know, molesting kids, that's no problem. We'll do that. We can do that. Molest some kids. All right, I got to do, let's do this. Where is my... I don't have it. Okay, we'll do this then. All right, so let's get this going over here. We'll look at a few of these videos sent in by the viewers. And let's see what this is. I'm so behind in these videos, but let's see if we can do a few of these.
क्षण में हरी मुस्कानों में असुवन में हरी मन की आंखें तूने खोली तो ही दर्शन पाएगा पता नहीं किस रूप में आकर नारायण मिल जाएगा पता नहीं किस रूप में आकर नारायण मिल जाएगा कण कण में हरी क्षण.
Yeah, so pretty culty. We're gonna have our children worship this statue of a dead guy. This statue of a dead guy. He's gonna worship it like it's real, like it's really him. And he's gonna fan it, and we're gonna offer it food, put flowers, the whole thing. Totally normal. It's totally normal behavior, right? I mean, that's totally normal for 2026. Appeal to ISKCON trolls. Next time you come across Palooza Swami, ask him how his insomnia Gaura Shakti started his business in 90s. Ask this $30,000 question. These people are such scammers. They're such scammers. Yabba dabba doo, dabba prabhu. Yep, yabba dabba doo. Gentleness on steroids. But always with the little kids. You got to get the little kids in there. It's not really, because, we're a pedophile cult, so we got to show the little kids. I mean, we love getting our little kids right in the mix. We're going to get our little kids right in the mix. Prabhupada taught you are not the body, but yet he as a body was addicted to snuff, tobacco, that's 4 times the nicotine of a cigarette. Yeah, and I didn't know that stuff gets you like, that snuff is like, it says, the dancing with the banana, man. He's got the banana. Would be great to get Bhagavan speaking to Mike. He's not Bhavananda. He won't come back to ISKCON, or can he? I don't know. These guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, these guys are brainwashed and they leave, but I don't know if they really leave. I don't know if they're really left. I'm gonna tell you right now, if they're not speaking out and talking about it, I don't believe any of them. Like this Hare Krishna guy and all of these guys. I don't believe any of them. If you've left ISKCON and you recognize with a clear head what you were involved in and what it is and what it still is to this day, you would be in here with me. You'd be in here with me saying, yeah, this kind of bullshit. These gurus are bullshit. These teachings are bullshit. This Prabhupada is bullshit. I don't believe any of these people. I'm not like Guru Hari saying you gotta come in here, and if you don't come in, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if any of these gurus like Hare Krishna or Bhagavan or any of these guys that have left ISKCON and that are just out in the world, if they truly have left and truly understand and know the truth about Prabhupada and know the truth about this Vaishnavism and this Bhakti Yoga crap, if they truly understood the truth, they would be speaking out. They would be speaking out on their own YouTube channel or their own whatever, and they would be saying like some of these women who have their web pages, like the wife of Gopal Krishna. She's got her page where she says, "Yeah, I was this guy's wife, and he beat me, and he did this and that," and she lays it all out. Who's done that? What ex-guru or ex-ISKCON guy, other than me, has a channel and he's saying, yeah, I was a guru and that's all bullshit and fuck that and Prabhupada was this and that. Who's doing that? I would imagine maybe one or two must be. I can't be the only one. But I don't know of them. I just honestly, I don't know of them. I think they're all part of some kind of shit. They all are. Because they learn how to scam. So if they're not scamming in ISKCON, they're scamming some other way. They're just scamming. Because that's all they know how to do. The rubber man is God. But I mean, I'm just saying, these guys, yeah, that's what that woman was saying. The human brain is wired to understand. We want to understand things. We want to look and go, well, why? The ocean makes everything wet, and when I step in it, it gets wet, and it gets closer, and it goes away, and in the morning it's close by. naturally humans want to figure why that bird can fly. Whatever it is, I mean, it's only human nature to want to know, to look up and go, why is there this or that? I don't know about religion. I think, I don't know if we're hardwired for religion, but we're hardwired to figure shit out. And I think that was the first way to figure shit out. And people just started believing that crap. Because they had nothing else to believe in. And they didn't know. I mean, you got to figure, I mean, I'm fascinated with that. Like what it was like when these Neanderthals, these cavemen were like starting to become human, start to think. Like, I'm fascinated with that. Harikesh took a lot of money. He took some millions of dollars. He took millions of dollars with him. People committed suicide. People forget about that. People forget, that when Jayatirtha fell down and Hamsaduta fell down, and some of these gurus fell down, there was damage. There was collateral damage. And who knows what a lot of these people did. I mean, you can't look it up. How many Hamsaduta followers committed suicide? How many Kirtanananda followers committed suicide? How many of this guy's followers committed suicide? I mean, I know Jog Jivan committed suicide. He's a Prabhupada disciple. We know Vishnu John committed suicide. He's a Prabhupada disciple. So there's a bunch of Prabhupada disciples that committed suicide. I mean, we can figure that out. People committed suicide. Yeah, I got that one already. Let me see. 8 to 9 million. $9 million. Yeah, I mean, and that was a big blow. I remember when that happened, and it was a big blow because I remember going, wow, he's a big time. He was like one of the top guys. And I was just like, wow, man, I can't. He bounced with a woman and some money. Okay, let's see. What do we got? Let's see what this is. Oh no. Now, let me just say that if it wasn't a cult and they were just doing this as a symbolic ritual that they do once a year, and they do it and it symbolizes the renewing of life or the renewing their relationship with the guy, whatever, I say fine. But that's not what it is. These guys are actually delusional, thinking that these are real people in these statues and they're actually bathing them. I mean, there's a whole mental thing going on with this cult. I didn't want to say that. So I'm not trying to say let's say lighting the menorah. It represents something that happened in history back in their culture. They light the menorah, and that's their thing. That's a different thing. I mean, it's still, it's part of a religion, but that's different. Straight up witchcraft. Yeah, it's straight up. Yeah, it's it's yabba dabba doing. Is yabba dabba doing? Hey, yeah, Eliana, good to see you. Glad you're here. Vishnu John Swami killed himself because he fucked his ex-wife as he was a sannyasi, according to Suradas. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it could have been that. It could have been that he had a homosexual affair with Sudam, or he could have had a homosexual affair with so many others. I don't know about. I don't know. He fell down with his ex-wife and he had sex with her, and so he committed suicide. I don't know. Party time. Yeah, it's party time. Where is it?
I can dance. Boom, 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 boom. You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, boom, boom. Yay!
Yeah, I think that's the story that they want. That's the story that they want you to have. They want you to believe that. I believe he had a homosexual affair with somebody, and he went to Prabhupada and he said, "Hey man, I don't know what." And Prabhupada said, "You know what? You should just go kill yourself." And so he did. Okay, that's what I think. I can't prove it. Nobody can prove it, but that's what I think. That's what I think. Killing yourself over being a normal person. I'm with you 100%, man. I'm telling you what over. The monster of love, man. Eaten by the monster of love. Eaten by the monster of love, man. It's that goddamn celibacy, man. He's got to stay away from that celibacy. If you got to stay away from the celibacy, and and that's why I'm all for prostitution, because you got to stay away from the celibacy. And if you don't have anybody to love, then you got to love the one you're with. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you can't be with the one you love the one you're with. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, boom, boom, boom. And
I can dance. Boom, 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 boom. You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, boom, boom. Yay!
Yay! And love the one you're with.
All right.
Yeah. But not with a 12-year-old. Not a 12-year-old. Don't. That's wrong. That's just wrong. And I'll say it. I'll say it. Having an 11-year-old wife when you're 22 years old is wrong. Is wrong. And you got to remember, when he says that his wife had his first child when she was 14, that means he was 25. He was 25 years old, and his wife was 14 having kids. Oh, come on, man. Give me a break. What did you always hear? I heard that he killed himself because he had sex with someone. I didn't know it was his wife, but I just assumed that he wouldn't kill himself over that. If he's going to kill himself over something a little bit more. I mean, let's just go. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Destroying people's lives in order to keep. Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that they made up a story about Vishnu John having sex with his wife so that the real story of him having a homosexual affair would not get out, and that they would keep it under wraps. And I can't prove it. What can I say? It's spin. He wouldn't have killed himself over that. He never talked to female devotees. Yeah, I just don't believe that he would kill himself having sex with his ex-wife. This is why I'm against God men, God women, Messiah wannabes who think highly of themselves as the savior of all mankind. Because the delusion is contagious, and that these followers start to believe this shit. Like Henry Doktorsky said, everybody in New Vrindavan was brainwashed. We all would have killed this guy. If they had asked, he said, if they would have asked him, he would have done it. That's what he said. He says it in an interview. And I commend him for this honesty. I absolutely commend him for being honest and saying, hey, we were all friggin' brainwashed. And I would have done it. If they came to me, I would have done it too. Yes, he's still ruining people's lives. Like, absolutely. Absolutely, man. And that's what really pisses me off. And that's why, like, I have no intention of stopping doing this. Why? I'll stop when it's maybe I'll stop one day when I can't, when I can't run. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'll stop. But until then, why? Why should I stop? Let me see. We got. Yeah, the desire for sex is hardwired into us. You can control yourself. Like as humans, we control ourselves. We're not. You don't see humans having sex. Like in the middle of the shopping. In the middle of the mall, or but you will find humans having sex in public when they can sneak away and do it. Humans have been known to do that. But we don't just like, you don't see us having, because humans understand that, we don't know that. It was the bit more that you heard. Okay. Excuse me. If you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love somebody else? Yeah, you got a point there. He had a point there. Let's see this one. This might be something good.
Kanda Utsav, Festival of Tikanda. This somehow the Dal manifested from this lake. And what happened?
Then King Birambir became like a great devotee.
So they came to this lake and they took the Dal from the lake. Srinivasacharya. Today is the first day of.
Yeah, just some more delusions, more religious delusions. And it's just like any other religious delusion. Actually, they go and they see the statue of Mother Mary and she's crying, she's weeping, or they go to some kind of miracle happen at some. It's basically the same stuff. What else we got here? Let me see what else we got. I got so many videos. I'm so behind in the videos. Let's see. We got one from Tim. Let's see. That's another creepy swami with some children. That's what we always like to see. Creepy swami with some half-naked children. And this guy's been accused. This guy's been accused of some. I don't know what he's been accused of, but he's been accused of some stuff. And but that's not going to stop him from. That's not going to stop him. That's Paramedwaiti Swami having his Rasa Leela with the little girls in the wild Rasa Leela. Ras Leela. Hey, who would have knew that? Who would have known that this guy have some sexual abuse cases? I'm a Swami. I'm a self-realized guru Swami. But you know what? I do like to swim out in the ocean with some little girls. Like, why? Why? Like, can you just explain why? I don't understand it. I don't understand why. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah. Yeah, it's Mariachi Maharaj. Yeah, Mariachi Maharaj. That's who it is. It's amazing. It is amazing. This man ran his own Gurukula and recruited pretty women to sexually abuse them. Yeah, all these guys are creeps. They're all creeps. If we made a list, we should make a list of all these creeps and what they've been caught doing and what the charges are, what the allegations are. Bhaktividyapurna, Danudar, Yashodanandan, Keshava Bharati, Lokanath, all of them, Bhavananda. You make a list. Look, I'm already all 10 fingers, right? And that's just off the top of my head. We would make a list. The list would be so long. It'd be like from CVS. It would be like this huge list. And you just say, well, how do you square this list of all these gurus? It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't. Oh, that's too funny. My buddy once asked me why the Krishnas have bird shit on their foreheads and carry a bag that looks like a giant scrotum with a skinny penis sticking out of it. Yeah, that's a good question. I guess it's to remind them not to have sex. I guess it's... Yeah, he's got a good eye. Good observation. Good eye. Good eye, man. Good eye. So yeah, we got this creepy guy in the water with his Rasalila, having Rasalila with his girlfriends there. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see what this is.
There's numerous Bhagavad Gita provided to you in the market, right? It has become a business again for many people, own authors and everything. And some even said, okay, I read Bhagavad Gita, but certain sloka said this, and the commentary is saying something else. The Bhagavad Gita is not providing equality or equity to male or female figures when mentioned in there. So these were the questions that I received. So how would you address all of these?
Well, first we have to read it. Now it's nice that, anybody of you, you have read the Bhagavad Gita and you have lots of questions. It's wonderful. Sometimes we don't understand or we don't see equality of man and woman. Somebody would even say women are put down, in the scriptures. It's because of misunderstanding. No, it's because of you have not understood it properly, right? So,
well, I don't know. That other guy was low life women, even low life women. He just came right out and said, women are low lives. He said, even low life women. So how is that? And then this guy's gonna sit there and say, well, no, you're misunderstanding. You're misunderstanding what he's saying. No, he made it pretty clear. He made it pretty clear that women are low lives. Rasalila in the ocean of mercy. Yeah, Rasalila, man. He's having Swami my ass. Swami my ass, man. I'm telling you. Scammers using Prabhupada's teaching are able to recruit followers and yes, absolutely. Prabhupada has the book. Scamming for Dummies. And that's what this is right here. This is Scamming for Dummies right there. And you just read that book, follow along, go to your local ISKCON temple, and they'll help you learn how to scam. And if you're really good at scamming people with these books, you can become a guru, and then you can scam people with their lives. You can scam Radhe and her husband, and you can humiliate them on YouTube. You can do all kinds of things. People call you Srila Gora Haridas and Srila this and Srila that, and you'll be like a Humpty Dumpty Das, a Humpty Dumpty Guru Swami, Harvard Dumbass Goswami, Skeletor Swami, all of these pieces of shit, all of them. It's lie, lie, lie. She's got, and that's the thing, is that she's got some real questions, right? She's got some honest questions about inequality in the Bhagavad Gita. She's like, well, it says in the Bhagavad Gita, men and women are not equal. Why can't he just be honest and say, well, yeah, Prabhupada says women are not equal with men? No, he can't just be honest and say that, because eventually, if she keeps reading Bhagavad Gita, she becomes a devotee. She's going to get to that point where women are lowlifes. Women are Maya. Women are not equal to men. Prabhupada says over and over, women are not equal to men. But here she's asking this guy straight up. You know, when I read Bhagavad Gita, it says that women are not equal to men. And he's going to just sit there and go, no, that's not. You just don't understand. You just don't understand. He can't be honest. That's how these people are. This is how people join. Because they lie, straight up lie. They just straight up lie. Misunderstanding, it's literally Prabhupada's teaching. I know. I know. Isn't that, it's amazing. There is no equality. There's no equality because Prabhupada was a piece of shit, child abuser, woman-hating rapist. Absolutely. Absolutely. But this guy's going to sit there and he's just going to straight up lie to this woman. Oh, well, no, actually there is equality. There is spiritual equality. Even there's no spiritual equality. Prabhupada said, the women in my movement, they can't have any positions of authority because I don't trust them. I don't trust women. Even the women in my movement. That's why men over here, women over there. I know. There's not even a debate about it. There's not even a debate about it. When Rupa Manjari can go on the friggin' Namaras or Hare Krishna a podcast and say, well, Prabhupada was right. Women like to be raped. That's why I was raped. That's why my husband was raping me every night for 5 years. Fucking delusional. Fucking delusional. Friggin' insane. Insanity. There's no misunderstanding. They will tell you to your face, women are not welcome in the ashram. You are treated like the fifth wheel, yeah. He's just trying to soften the blow on how they feel about women. I know, it's just straight up lying. He's just straight up lying. He's saying, oh no, they're equal. No, they're not. More women are asking questions and realizing they're in the wrong place. Yeah, I believe so because, you know, back in the 60s, women's liberation was something new. Women's liberation was new in 1966, 1967, 1968, 1969. Sexual revolution and all that, women burning their bra, women in the workplace, women having rights, women having, all of these things were new. This is not, you know, this is, it wasn't always like the way it is now where women can go get a job and work anywhere and do all kinds of things and have the rights and open your own bank account. You know, in my lifetime, women couldn't open a bank account without a man. And I know it sounds crazy, but that's the way it was. And when Prabhupada got here, that's the way it was. And so this whole idea of women's liberation and women, you know, doing their own thing. That's all new. Well, it's not new anymore. It's about like 50, 60 years old now. But that's one lifetime. That's one person's lifetime. There are people that, like me, that was born before civil rights, before the sexual revolution. And that world that I was born into when I was born, completely different than today's world. So women today, a lot of women have grown up in a world where women have always been free to do what they want, like, you know, reproductive rights and employment rights and all of these different rights that women didn't have before. And now you want women that have grown up in this to go, oh, I want to join a woman-hating cult that says I'm not equal, that says I'm a lowlife, that says I'm Maya. Right on the first page. I mean, you know, open the Bhagavad Gita. You can't even get through the introduction without him talking about how women are second-class citizens. The bitch-ass man is trying to defend crimes like they always have some BS answer to their crimes. They can never give a straight answer. Can never give a straight answer. Look at her. She's looking at him like, she's looking at him. And like, how can she trust this guy? That's what I say. Like, how can you trust this guy?
I have read these books like for last 16 years, like many of them, hundreds, literally hundreds of them, and even Bhagavad Gita I've like read almost like 10 times already. And then of course, like every time, I mean, I get a deeper meaning, different meaning, you know. Even I'm also like a modern person, you know, like being an engineer, and then of course like working in different like abroad countries, you know, like Australia, Thailand, you know, working in UNHCR, you know, like I've got like lots of experience. And why did I get convinced? You know, if this is all like contradictory and all this, like, why? Because then, and eventually I didn't give up.
It's logical fallacy, appeal to authority. Well, I did all these other things and I was right, so I must be right about this. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying about, there's so much manipulation that goes into this preaching and this talking that you don't even realize it. The gaslighting, the love bombing, the manipulation, the spiritual blackmail. You know, he's already saying, you know, I've read these books 100 times. There's hundreds of books. I read them. I read Bhagavad Gita 10 times. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. It's like, fuck you. Who the fuck are you? Because you call yourself His Grace, Rupashwar Gauradas, and you shave your head, you got some beads around your neck, now you're super white Hindu Jesus? You're a super white Hindu now? Give me a break. It's delusional. Just like all cult members, they live in La La Land. They need to wake up and smell the coffee. They need to stop defending criminals and abusers. Yeah, if we could just get them to see. If we could just get them to see. You know, like even these Gorahari people, even like this Radhe, she saw the truth. She saw the truth. She stumbled across me and us, and she said, hey, here's some people that are just like me. They're ex-ISKCON people. They recognize that this Gorahari is a jerk, and they making fun of him, and he's snotting Ananda, and she liked that. She thought that was funny. You know, maybe someone else. Maybe we'll get someone else to see the light. And then the delusion hits. She tries to make a break, and then she gets sucked back into it with all this bullshit. I mean, who really knows why she went back? I mean, nobody really knows why. Nobody really knows why she's back. We know what was said. We know what was said to me. We know what she said to me. And we know what Gorahari said to her husband and to her and what she needed to do. And lo and behold, she did exactly what she was told to do. So everyone can make their own conclusion. They can draw their own conclusions on that. The more I look at Radha Krishna statues, Panchatattva, and Grandmaster Scammer Prabhupada, the more I hated it due to how ISKCON and Prabhupada teachings destroyed many lives. Yeah, you know, when you think about how all the lives that have been destroyed, including Vishnu Jan and Jag Jivan and Jiva, Nrsingananda's son, and so many others, all the abused children and Rupa Manjaris and all of this, it's really frustrating and it pisses you off. Like I know how like an investigator who's working on like a serial killer crime, and he wants to catch this guy before he kills again. He's killing all these people, and he's working. He's trying to put the clues together. He's trying to work, and he's like, I want to catch this guy because he's gonna kill somebody, and then he kills somebody, and then he kills somebody, and he's like, damn, I didn't get him. I gotta get him because he's gonna kill somebody else. And he's working to try to stop this serial killer from killing people. That's kind of how I feel. I'm like, I'm trying to warn people, but I know people are getting sucked in every day. And I'm like, I'm not reaching everybody. I can't reach everybody, not everybody. But it's that frustration of like, just knowing, not like I'm going to save the world, of course, no. But just knowing that this cult continues to harm people at will. They have thousands of temples, having thousands of festivals and chariots and parades and Sunday feast, and people are getting sucked into it, like Paz's brother and Eliana's family. Who knows who else is, every day someone's getting sucked into this. Like this woman. I hope she doesn't get sucked into it. I hope she can see through the bullshit. She doesn't get sucked into this crap. Just walk away. Absolutely, man. That's the one.
Just walk away. There has been too much violence, too much pain. Just walk away, and there will be an end to Vihara. Just walk away.
Women are not equal, but they're all hornballs, so after them. Pretending to be celibates. Absolutely. And that's the friggin', on top of everything else, on top of all the rules and regulations and the japa and the getting up at 4:30 and the book distribution, on top of all of that stuff, then you've got your sex desire and thinking that women are Maya, but I'm horny and I don't know if I want a wife or I just want to have sex. I mean, I'm in the ashram, but man, that new brahmacharini really looks cute. It's friggin' insane.
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
I told my wife her brain was smaller than mine, and she reminded me that she makes more money than me to kick in the balls. Yeah, well, you can tell, you say, well, I got balls, you don't have balls, though. But then when she kicks you in them, you're like, damn, I wish I didn't have these things. Yeah, it's so, knowing we were in this, I was in it for 20 years, Rafal was in there with these swamis, we all, did our time in there. It still bothers me that I was part of it. And, I didn't molest any kids. I didn't abuse any women. But I distributed books. And I promoted this cult like it was something that you should get involved with. I was at every Rath Yatra dancing. I was in Vrindavan dancing around, glorifying the Prabhupada whenever I could. Doing all of that bullshit. And I know that, I was part of it. And I'm glad I got out of it. Let me just tell you that. I'm glad I got out of it. what is this? When I was in Vrindavan, I literally saw a man with a Gaudiya Vaishnav tilak and thick Tulsi kantamal around his neck, slapping and punching his wife in the streets. Yeah, because it's Vedic. This is this insanity. It's like they have no problem being racist, sexist, saying racist, sexist things. No problem, because it's Vedic. Just like when I asked the Gorahari guy, because I didn't know anything about him, and I said, hey, well, how do you feel about child marriage and the pedophilia and Prabhupada having an 11-year-old wife? And they all immediately were like, yeah, that's Vedic. That's Vedic. It's like, are you serious? Like, you can't separate that. Like, you just can't separate that. "26 watching, Iskanites, Gorahari, and other cultists. Yeah, we speak the truth here. They're watching, they're learning, and that's good. Please like, share, and subscribe, all 23 of you. Yeah, I really want more. I know, see, that's the thing, is I know there's so many ex-Hare Krishnas like us that would love to come in here and share their story and associate and be with us and talk and share and just be part of this whole platform. I know that there are out there, and I just don't know how to reach them. I don't know how to reach them, but it's all bullshit testimony for the cult. Yeah, it is. It's, man. Gaslighting in action. Yeah, absolutely. It is. Yeah. Prabhupada Sigley said women are smelly vaginas and a lusty man should be satisfied with licking just one. Yeah, he was a wise, the words of wisdom. Words of wisdom. Just grab one and lick it. That's what he said. Just take one and lick it. That was the words of wisdom. Spoken like a true holy man. Prabhupada said all that, then turns out he had a child bride. Yeah, absolutely. So much, absolutely. As you know, I don't even want to think. Why did you have to bring that up? Did you have to bring that up right now? You really brought me down. I'm gonna have to go. I have to do this now. I gotta wash that. I gotta wash that image out of my brain. Okay. Yeah, I guess Gorahari was talking about that. I don't know. That's interesting. That it was interesting. That all goddamn criminals. Yeah, they are. I mean, it's bad. Hey, let's watch. Has the whole world gone crazy? Has the whole world gone crazy?
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Market 8, dude. Market 8. Market 8, dude. Yeah, we believe in nothing, Lubowski. Where's that one?
We believe in nothing. We believe in nothing, Lubowski. Nothing.
Hey, Liam, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. I hope they do, man. I hope they do. And yeah, it's three things: a drum, a woman, and a dog. You can beat a dog, according to Prabhupada. So I will openly say this for the first time. In 1999, I was with Indra Yumna in South Africa, Durban Temple. One evening, Indra Yumna giving class upstairs. I'm alone, getting Indra Yumna's sleeping ready. Uh-oh. And suddenly appears this 24 years old Indian origin South African girl trying to kiss me. I've backed out and asked why. She said 2 other brahmacharis liked previously Indra Yumna syndrome. Oh, so she was kissing the brahmacharis, and so and they liked it. So she figured you'd like it too. So she's like, wow, that's amazing. And see, and that's how women get a bad, and see, that's how the women get the bad rap. They probably try to pin it on her and like say, well, you go around kissing the brahmacharis. Well, they liked it. I mean, that's pretty funny. That is pretty funny, man. Gora Hoodie and his dad. Yeah, he's definitely got him in here watching because they know what we do. They know what we talk about. But that's okay because they need to learn. That's what they need to learn. Indra Yumna and his brahmachari sure are sick. Yeah, I think, let me tell you, you can't have all of those women running around and all those little girls running around and creepy stuff's not happening. It's not possible. It's just not. It's not. This is ISKCON we're talking about. This is ISKCON we're talking about. You can't have all these women, Indra Yumna running around with all these women, all these little girls, and some creepies going on. And I'm not talking about Raphael. Yeah, there's rules. There are rules, man. There are rules.
Has the whole world gone crazy? Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
Yeah, I mean that's gotta make you wonder what's going on, right? I mean, you gotta wonder what's going on. Like what's going on that I'm not, what's happening that I'm not seeing around here? Little girl, it was so fucking astonishing. I couldn't deal with. How old? Let me go back. How old was she? Oh, she was 14. She was 14. Oh man. Oh, see now that. No, she was 14. She was 14. I mean, come on. Yeah, and that's what and that's what I'm saying. And that 14-year-old girl was probably groomed. She was probably groomed from when she was littler. When she was like 6 or 7, he's got her on her lap, rubbing his hands all over her, holding her hand, walking around, holding her hand, like he's happy grandpa. Yeah, that guy is fucking a creep, man. Let me just tell you, you guys are freaking creep. We're rocking and rolling now. I'm gonna get to another couple videos here. What is? Wait a minute. What is this one? Let me see. Oh, here we go. There you go, super white Hindu handing out kitri and books to the Vrijabasis because they don't know anything about kitri or books in Vrindavan. They just don't know. They need her. She's there. Good thing she's there. Good thing she's there handing them out. Otherwise, who knows what would happen? Can you imagine the chaos that would ensue if Radha Dasi wasn't out there handing out prasadam and books? Indra Yumna grooming gang. Yeah, absolutely. There's a grooming gang. Yeah, I've heard that so many times, so many devotees, and it was a bunch of. It wasn't just one traveling Sankirtan. It was like every city had their own. Normally, this stuff is typed to Mike. This one, first time opening to you, it had to be said. Get off my chest. Thank you. Well, I'm glad you had a moment of clarity there. You had a moment. I know it's, that's what. Yeah, absolutely. It's a rape culture over there. As if male dominated society, patriarchal society isn't bad enough. Then you go to India. Then you go to India where it's just right out in the open. It's just right out in, like all their sexist misogyny is just like right out in the open in India. And women are getting touched and groped. If there's a crowd, women are getting groped. Okay, I'm just saying, and that's why you got to keep women separate. They got to keep men and women separate. That's just how it is. Pinched and grabbed and fondled. Yeah, absolutely. That's just it. That's just, you know. That's it. I learned that when my daughter, we were walking, we were on Parikram. We were like near Keshigat, and it's where you go. You're doing Parikram and you're like walking along, and all of a sudden it gets into like it's just one person, and you got to go through a door, and then you go down some steps, and then you go around, and you come out, and you go up, and you go in through another door, and you come down, and it's like there's like all these people. It's Kartik, so there's like all these people. So when it gets to that door, everybody's got to go in one at a time. So it just backs up. It backed up into a big crowd. And my daughter and I are in that big crowd. And it's just a big crowd of people. And my daughter goes to me, she's like, Dad, somebody's touching me. And I like freaked out. And I wasn't even thinking about like police or people like jumping me. I just went into dad mode, and I was like, who's touching? Who's doing what? And I like started, and I had a stick. I had a walking stick because I keep the monkeys away. And I was like, you tell me if anybody's touching you, I'm gonna beat them with my stick. And I made like a big scene. But that's what happens. That's what happens is all of a sudden you're in a crowd. And guys are grabbing and touching and fun. That's not. It's not human nature to be an asshole, but they teach you to be one in this cult. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And that was one of the things. Like when I came and I started. See, I went from hanging out with my Radha Kunda and Bir Lakshman and Sri Maya. I went from hanging out with them. They moved to these guys moved to Badger, and then I was in L.A. So then I just started hanging out at the L.A. temple, and that's when I started. That's when I like met Sura and Swavas and all these people, and it was just, I was like, these people, this is some racist, sexist shit. It really was, but I was already in, so I kind of like had to whatever you call it, I forget the word, but I had to like separate that. I had to separate the racism and the sexism from the chanting and all the other stuff, and it was hard, but I did it. In Radhakunda, at the Radhakunda too, getting groped at the Radhakunda, because we went there and they were having a big festival at the Radhakunda, and it was so crowded, and we were like we were doing the parikram around Radhakunda, and I was like, oh man, this is crazy. And it was at midnight. It was at midnight, and it was crazy. In India, the term is called teasing eye. Yeah, I heard something about that. So that's like groping. That's teasing is groping? Yeah, it is totally normal. It's totally normal there. It is weird. It's the weirdest thing. Yeah, it was. I'm gonna tell you, it was a stressful situation. It was a stressful situation, and I didn't know what to do. And then after, when I was done, like acting all, I was acting all macho. And then we got out, and we were on the other side, and we were walking, and then it hit me. I was like, what was I doing? I could have got mobbed. I could have got mobbed by a bunch of weirdos. I could have got attacked. I could have ended up in jail. But nothing happened. But I was just all these things were going through my mind. Like I don't want to have to go through that again. Yeah, Operation Stampede. That's exactly what it was. and it happens fast because everything all of a sudden it bottlenecked, and that was crazy. That was a crazy situation, and I didn't ever want to put my daughter through something like that ever again. I didn't want to have to defend her honor. Not in India when you don't know what these guys are going to do. These guys are, you don't know. And so that was crazy. I think we're gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more video, guys, and I'm gonna have to call it quits. Let's see what this one is. Here we go.
Hare Krishna.
All right, that's just ridiculous right there. That is some ridiculous bullshit right there. That's why trains and buses have places only for ladies. Such a hard, it's such a. Oh man, it's such a disgusting place when it's got to be like that. When women are treated like that, when women are treated totally second class, like low life, like there's just no respect for women. There's no respect for women, and they say, oh, we respect women, we respect our mother, we respect women. You might show them some respect superficially, but you really don't. Women are no, not at all. Teasing Eve sounds playful, but in truth, it's public sexual harassment and fawning abuse, rape. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I have heard of that. I have heard of that. It's. So this guy, I didn't know it was music. I didn't know it was the guy music. But this guy, I've seen his videos. Okay, this guy, he does a lot of these videos. Dr. Sahadev Das. He does a lot of these videos where he says, he tells a story. He tells a story about a devotee who did something, and then he chanted, and then a miracle happened. Or a devotee was in a car accident, and then something happened, and they chanted, and then they were okay. Or the guy did something, he lost all his money, he became poor, and then he chanted something, and then he got all his money back. And this guy has a bunch of stuff. If you go to this guy's channel, that's what this guy does. He's got a whole series of these stories that he tells about Prabhupada and devotees, what they've, these karma stories. Whatever, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit. But here he is again. He's going to play the guitar. I kind of feel like that's kind of a. They have no respect for anyone. Only their gurus. Yeah, they have no respect for anyone. Just like this, you can say like this Gaurahari and this Radhe situation. Like all they really care about is glorifying this Gaurahari and proving to me or proving to us that it's not a cult. They don't care about her mental health. They don't care about the marriage, their relationship. They don't care about any of that. All they care about is that he continues to be glorified as some kind of guru, and that she goes through some kind of humiliation ritual so that they can make sure that this doesn't happen again, and that It's a bunch of bullshit. It makes me sick. It makes me sick when I think about it. They don't respect anyone, and their worship is superficial. Absolutely. You know, this guy's out here like, oh, I'm playing the guitar and I'm chanting Hare Krishna and I have this anti-stress mantra. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It's all a bunch of cosplaying bullshit. Fucking garbage. I know. It is. Absolutely. Yeah. You know this guy. Massive super Hindu, white Hindu tattva, friend of Bhakti Vikash. You've known him since 1995. Yeah, this guy. And yeah, this guy, he's on his way to being a guru. He's on his way to being a guru. We are conditioned souls who can't control their senses, yet the guru founder couldn't control his senses. Yeah, you know, these gurus can't control. This Bhakti Vikash says he can control his senses, but he can't. His idea of controlling his senses is keeping women a mile away. Well, that's not in control. You're not controlling anything. I want to see you walk into a strip club and everything's okay. You're not agitated. You can sit there, eat prasadam. Sit there in the strip club and have a plate of prasadam. And show me that you're in control. Show me that you're in control. It doesn't agitate your mind. It doesn't give you a woody. You don't have to get up and run out and, there's naked women. Just go in there, sit down, have a plate of prasadam. Naked women are dancing. Show us that you're in control. Show us that doesn't bother you, that you're Ramananda Roy. You're Ramananda Roy. You can look at a naked woman and it doesn't bother you at all. No problem. No, you can't do that. You can't do that at all. None of these guys can. Danny DeVito Swami, none of them. Indra Yumna Swami, we know he can't. Not one of them. They can't control themselves. They'd freak out. They'd start sweating. They'd start to get an erection, and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm getting an erection. I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. I'm getting sexually stimulated." Well, then you're not in control of your senses, then, are you? Let me see you do that. You want to impress somebody. You want to say, I'm a Swami and I'm on another level. Well, show me. Show me you're on another level. Because if you can't walk into a strip club and control your senses, then fuck you. You're not in control of shit. You're not in control of anything. Not Gora Hari, not Harvard Dumbass, not Bhakti Vikash, not Jai Potato Head. None of them. Not one. Not one. I heard Bhakti Vikash is gay, transgender, Manjari. You know, he probably is gay. He probably is gay. I'm going to just come out and say it. I don't know if he is or not, but I would say he probably is. Because chances are, like, it's like 50-50 Swami. Half of these guys are gay. Let's just stop the charade. Half of these guys are gay. They're in the closet. They're gay, and they can pretend to be celibate monks and gurus and whatever, and so then no one will ever know that they're gay, except for a couple of them who are so gay we know that they're gay. It ain't no mystery there. We know who those guys are. Buddha sent one of his disciples to a whorehouse. He knew he could control himself there with either sex. Yeah, I mean, you're either in control or you're not. And anybody could sit there and say, oh, I'm in control. I'm in control of my senses. I follow 4 regular principles. Well, show me. Let me get you a lap dance. Let me get you a lap dance, a table dance, and we'll see. We'll see how in control you are. No, you won't do that. Fucking lying piece of shit. Yeah, he was so proud of Prabhu Vishnu, sending me back and forth for proofreading on upcoming books. Years later, his UK-born bestie gets red-handed in Bangkok. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I just like Tamal having an operation so that he can't get an erection. What is that? That right there told me you're a big piece of shit. All right, let's see. I'm gonna do one more video because I feel like that last one was kind of a cop out. All right, here we go.
I had better luck yesterday. That was bad.
I'm off. The sound is off. Okay. I'm muted. I'm back. I'm back. Hey, I'm back. Sound is fine. Sound is fine. Yeah, the sound is fine. Kids everywhere. Kids everywhere. I feel bad for the cows. I feel bad for the cows. Even the cows look unhappy. Even the cows look sad. Yeah, the cows are like, "Can you get us out of here?" The cows are like, "Hey, you know, can you get us out of this cult? We don't like this cult either." And the cows are so sad. Oh my goodness, I'm bummed out. I'm bummed out for the cows and the bulls. I gotta go back. That's such a sad. It's such a sad looking face. It's such a sad looking face. The cow. The cow. Like the cow is like. The cow is
I
like.
can dance. Boom, 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 You sing it with me, and then you'll know. Boom, 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 yay!
This is mass delusion. This is a mass delusion. Everybody is deluded. Everybody's delusion is the same. It's like a Renaissance fair, Bengali Renaissance fair delusion. Sad to see those kids. I know, it's so sad to see those kids. I know. Poor people think they've found their escape route out of this planet just to find out they were scammed. I know, it's so sad. It is so sad that they could be living a life, and life is hard. And don't tell me that their life's not hard. Their life is just as hard as anybody else's life. They are not skipping around. I know, the poor cow. Bulls are cows. I know, bulls and cows, it's abuse. It doesn't matter. Everybody's abused in this cult. Everybody gets abused, whether it's a cow, a bull, a child, a woman, a man. Everybody's getting abused. Everybody. The poor cow, man. I'm telling you, the poor cow. I know, they're such clowns. They're just such clowns, but they're dangerous clowns. Okay, they're like Pennywise. They're evil, dangerous clowns. Freaking Maha BS, not for. I don't know what that is. It's sad. It's really sad. Hey, listen. I've gone over into the third hour. I'm gonna go ahead and do one more video because I'm having a good time. I'm gonna do one more video here. Where do I got my videos here? Oh my goodness, so many. What is this? Okay, here we go.
Prabhupada wants you to celebrate the World Holy Name Festival from 17 through 23rd September. This festival is an annual event that we're encouraging all ISKCON devotees.
Well, he's definitely got his Woody with him. He definitely got a Woody sitting there in Prabhupada's room with Prabhupada. Yeah, the cows, man. The cow's like, I didn't sign up for this. I know, the cow did not sign up for this. The cow's like, how did I end up in this cult? I don't want to be in this cult. We were loving it, Mike. You got almost 30 people watching. It's great. I love it too, man. More people gotta be watching. They gotta learn about this cult.
To participate in every temple, every Namahata, every Bhakti Vriksha, every individual. And our theme this year is Srila Prabhupada wants you. So how did the
You tell me this guy's not deluded. Tell me this guy is not deluded. He's sitting there in front of this statue of this dead guy, and he is talking about how Srila Prabhupada wants this and Srila Prabhupada wants that. That's like me sitting in front of, a statue of Abraham Lincoln and talking about what Abraham Lincoln wants. Well, Abraham Lincoln wants you to go and Abraham Lincoln wants you to register to vote, and Abraham Lincoln wants you to get out, get out there and do this and do that, and take care of your national park because Abraham Lincoln wants you to go. And what the fuck, Abraham Lincoln? It is fucking insane. Uncle Sam wants you. I know, it's like Uncle Sam. It's so stupid. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Swami talking to Prabhupada's statue. He's a Lokanath. I'm glad I got you, Rafael. You're like my play-by-play. You're like my color guy. I'm like play-by-play, and you're like the color guy. You like add. You give all the description. You're like, well, that's so and so. He came up from the farm team. He's been pitching a 333 average. Yeah, he's really good. And then he cut back to me, and I go back to the play-by-play. Yeah, he's coming up to bat. All right, it's a 3-0 pitch. Oh, smack. It's a long fly ball. It's a long fly ball to the, oh, it's a home run. And then Rafael comes in, and he's like, yes, that's his 3rd home run of the season. I love it. Abraham Lincoln wants you to kiss his feet. I know. Look at these feet. You get these brown, stinky feet sitting there. You tell me that Prabhupada is not a black man. I mean, how black do you have to be? I know. Uncle Sam Prabhupada wants you on their War of Maya. Send money. We need more Murtis. Send more Murtis. Send more Murtis. Hey, we want you to come back. Come back all the time, man. More the merrier. That guy, I remember that name. Ekalavya Das. That's why I recognize his face, because he was Eka. Okay, I don't know where I know him from, but I know that name, and I guess I probably watched some videos of him or I don't know, something. But okay, it's the biggest irony that Prabhupada continually goes on about sex life being sinful and a hindrance to spiritual life. Then turns out his own wife was only 14 years old when she had I know. It was a slap in the face. It was a friggin' slap in the face. When I found out that Prabhupada was snorting snuff and had an 11-year-old wife. Meanwhile, he's telling me that I can't drink coffee or Coca-Cola or whatever, and I'm not supposed to have sex or illicit sex or whatever. And this guy had an 11-year-old wife. And then he's talking about how it's Vedic and all this other bullshit. I'm like, fuck this. I'm like, fuck this, man. This is healing and refreshing for our soul. Mike, the lies, acute brainwash, the deception are long-term side effects. I fight through it on a daily basis. Yeah, I know, man. I know. I do too, and there's residue. There's residue in there. And absolutely. Well, listen, everybody, it's been 3.5 hours, and I've had a blast. And I hope you've learned a little bit about delusions and psychosis, and what these gurus, I'm telling you, these people are deluded, and we were too. Those of us that were in it, we were delusional. We were delusional, but that doesn't mean you have to stay delusional. You can get out of it. You don't have to stay. Like those cows, you can say, hey, well, I don't want to do this no more. But it's Vedic. I know, it's Vedic. What's Vedic? I know. There should be a book called What is Vedic? You know, like, who is crazy? What is Vedic? They should write a book, What is Vedic? And just say, this shit ain't Vedic. This shit, the Bhagavad Gita is not Vedic. This Ekadasi is not Vedic. All this does not Vedic. Oh, just say F them. I know. That's exactly what I say. F them. They're weirdos. Yeah. If we could just say F them and be done with it, that'd be great. But that's not it. It's not. Hey, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you stopping by, man. Every time, Don. Absolutely. And so I want to say thank you to everybody. I want to say thank you to Rafael and his comments about underage bride and the failed chemist. Absolutely, man. He was such bullshit. He never wrote anything. He was just talking into a machine. He never wrote anything. He was talking into a machine. So I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Rafael and Don and Duke and Celia. Come back. Celia is great. And Travis and Tim and Weird Planet and Fake Human and Eliana and Charles Santrobus. And everybody else, if I forgot your name, I'll say it twice next time. But I want to thank you all. It's so much fun exposing these people, getting together and exposing this cult, and warning and really warning, putting it out there so people can find something about this cult, something new, something that came out today, about not 7 years ago, not 5 years ago. Something that came out today about this cult. And it's not just me, it's all of us. We're all talking. We're all here. So I want to thank all you guys Yes, it's delusional trash, man. It just enough's enough. Enough's enough. So thanks, everybody. Everybody, please have a great day, great night, great morning, great afternoon, great evening. If you're hungry, have a great brunch. Everybody, have some great luck. Please stay out of a cult. And if this is your first time, hey, Celia, not Cecilia, it's Celia. This is me. Now's the time when you get to see me when I was once a Hare Krishna. So this is actually me when I was a deluded, one of these deluded freaks. So thanks, everybody.
Just walk away. There's been too much violence, too much pain. Just walk away, and there will be an end to the Hara. Just walk away.